Angus King told reporters the Homeland Security Secretary told him the man shot had been given an order to leave the country and had weaponized his vehicle. America is listening to Fox News.
Our founders believed that freedom wasn't just a word, it was a way of life. The freedom to move forward, the freedom to pursue what matters most, the freedom to live fully. But pain has a way of taking those freedoms away. That's why Relief Factor exists and why I endorse it. I've seen how many in this audience have regained their freedom and they're back to living life on their own terms. Relief Factor, it's 100% drug-free. It's a research-based supplement designed to help support a healthy inflammatory response, addressing pain at its source, not just covering it up. Over 1 million Americans have found relief and reclaimed parts of their life they thought were behind them. So this year, as we celebrate 250 years of freedom, ask yourself a simple question. Are you living with the freedom you deserve? Relief Factor. They give you the opportunity to live pain-free and to get back to the life you love. To commemorate our country's birth, they are offering a special patriotic price, just $17.76. So you can celebrate your freedom from pain. Your $17.76 3-week quick start is ready for you right now. ReliefFactor.com, 800-4-RELIEF. 800, the number 4, RELIEF.
I know, everything's got look out. No, seriously, it's only me. It's only the camera. But Pete Davis in the mountains are making flag waving with a shirt in the windows for the office in the city background and Flounder Mechanical Mangler on Monday. Oh, man, that was brutal. Hey, it's Monday. Yeah, that's all that's going on. How you doing? What a beautiful day in the neighborhood. Yeah, but everything's going on here. What a freaking weekend. Holy smokes. Anyway, how you doing? It's only me. It's only the Kimmer. Pete Davis, Mountains of Macon. How's it going, sir? Happy Monday. Oh, you can't talk? Wait a minute. He's not speaking. You can't talk? Literally? I know you had an earache, but what's the matter? What happened?
We're like a 3-second delay.
Oh, goody. All right, well, we'll fix that up.
Just reset it, so you must have some bad weather.
Yeah, he has been having stormy weather all morning.
All right, we're there.
There we go. Excellent. Still stormy up there? What's the deal in the mountains of Macon there? What's happening?
Yeah, it's storming up here. It was nice up until about 20 minutes ago. Now it's starting to build up in the sky.
Yeah, we're supposed to get something at some point this afternoon. In fact, I've been inside for hours here, but it just looks kind of cloudy. But it's dangerous. Well, it's hot. It's hot and muggy when it gets up. This is what summer storm. Popcorn.
It's only
showers.
77 today up here. It's going to be 77 in Atlanta tomorrow, but there'll be storms tomorrow in Atlanta.
Well, it's unstable air, and that's what happens. I mean, as a former weatherman, I was never a meteorologist, but I was a weatherman. As you know, Channel 5 here in Atlanta. Mm-hmm. One of the many times, I think 3 times in my life when I worked 7 days a week. And a couple of them were here in Atlanta, and that was bizarre. Over Channel 5, doing weekend weather with Cynthia Good and Mac. Who was that black guy? I keep forgetting his. Can't forget. Yeah, Ken Cook. No. Ken Cook was the weather guy. Ken Watts. Ken Watts was the black guy anchorman. One of the funniest guys behind the scenes on the air and publicly. He was very straightforward, a very serious guy. I'm telling you this. He was one of the biggest practical jokers and joke around guys I've ever known. I mean, I remember. In fact, silly stuff. I remember one time during the news, he stole Cynthia Good's shoes while she was anchoring. Anyway, so that was kind of fun. Former weatherman.
Mm-hmm. One of his biggest practical jokes is putting you as the weather guy.
Yeah, I was the weather guy over there. So
Cynthia Good smiled at me once in an antique store.
I have a great story about her that I can't tell on the radio.
Nice lady.
I have a wonderful. Anyway, so that's scoop. Actually, I have a wonderful story about her, thanks to a young lady when I was single, I was like 45 and she was 21, Tracy. Just a knockout. I dated her a couple of times, but it wasn't good. We couldn't talk about anything. It was stupid.
You don't need to talk.
Yeah, I know. And she was as sweet and nice. Anyway, and she told me a story about something about this. Anyway, it's in my book. Shut Up and Leave Me Alone. It'll be coming out in October, I think. Anyway, so Pete Davis, how's your ear infection? You had an ear infection last week.
If you go on YouTube, you can see it is. I got like a golf ball in here on the left side of
like a goiter or something, or what? Really?
No, it's like a salivary gland or lymph node.
Yeah, I can kind of see it. Almost looks like part of your beard.
Yeah, it's not happy at all, rather, and it itches and it's big and it's just sometimes it's like the uvula, it throbs a lot.
Yeah.
So
is that parts of lymph nodes? Because lymph nodes get active when they're fighting infections, and so that's for common.
That's what it is. They got me on antibiotics and all kinds of stuff. Had a little CAT scan. Yes, that's always fun. A CAT scan.
Oh yeah, I had one a couple of months ago. So really, enjoyable.
Okay, this is interesting. I've had several CAT scans in my life.
Yeah,
and they give you the contrast in the IV, right?
Right.
Most of the time.
I've had a bunch.
That's one of the ways that they do it. Yeah.
It always gets warm in two places on my body. My mouth first and the testicles second.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, because it makes you feel like you got to pee or you're peeing yourself.
Yeah.
And I asked the lady, is this common does everybody? She goes, no, it's different parts on different people. I said, well, every time for me, it's these two places.
Well, no, see, there you go.
I always felt like I was peeing in my pants.
Well, that was an exciting incident. And Flounder and Veronica, Mrs. Flounder.
We had a fun weekend. Yeah. Saturday, we woke up super early and ran that Mimosa Mile.
Oh, you did? Oh, no kidding.
I did pretty well. I did good. I finished 9th in my age group. I probably could have done better, but I held back with Veronica, who's not a morning person.
No.
So she wasn't as ready as I was. Yeah. So, but we had fun. We finished, and we had a mimosa and hung around the downtown Mill area, and it was a nice morning, and then relaxed the rest of the day.
Excellent. Now, what was your time in the mile run?
I need to ask Veronica. She has that info. I didn't check.
She's not talking to you now because you just threw her under the bus.
No, she told me to say this because she was upset that I didn't, because there was twice during the race where I kind of held back with her. Yeah. But she told me go.
Yeah. Yeah, well, she was being sweet.
But what would you have done in that situation? Would you have gone or stayed back with her?
Well, it depends. If you were trying to do something.
It was only a mile race, and it wasn't too competitive. So, but I
would have stayed with her.
She was a little agitated that I didn't. She wanted to, because she's very competitive, and she's now curious to see how well I would have done if I really would have tried.
Oh, my God. I just have a story.
Oh, great.
Oh, thanks.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Oh my God! I have a girl running story. I was just unbelievable. This is like a 3. Oh my God! Okay, all right.
I was saying 3 girls.
No. I was single.
Stories?
I was single in Chicago, and living in a high-rise condo. Or apartment building, high-rise apartment building, and I was all, a couple floors below me was a woman who I think I'd probably seen in the hallway or once in a while, but the security guard told me that we should get together, and so he set me up with this girl as a blind date. And so I knocked on her door, and we met, and she's a tall, very pretty, long black hair, real pretty, and she was a doctor. She was a pediatric surgeon. Okay, about the same age, 30-something. I was single in Chicago, and so we started dating, and I was running at the time. I'd done my first marathon. My first marathon was in New Orleans. My second one was in Chicago, and so I was a runner. I was running every day, and she had never done it, but she wanted to, and so I said okay. And there was a Chicago, one of those 5K. A 5K race, a charity 5K race, which is 3 miles or whatever it is. So it's not a big deal for me, but she had never run before. So she had some running shoes, and so we went out there to the 5K race, and she knew that I was running because I was running marathons, and so we started up together. She said, "No, you go ahead." No. I said, "This is your first race, and I wanted to be with her. I said, I'm your companion here, and I want to be part of this race." So I stayed with her the whole time. It took forever, which is fine because she wasn't a jogger. So we got done, and we go into the garage to go to. Well, actually, wasn't. Well, yeah, back in to go into the place to get into the elevator, so like that. So we're in places where there's bicycles and cars and stuff like that. And as we get there, this really good-looking guy apparently had known her or seen her before, and he started talking with her while I was right there and suggested that somehow he got into the idea of a sailboat, and if she ever wanted to go for a ride in a sailboat, that, it was something or other. And I'm thinking to myself, wait a minute, is he picking up my date in front of me?
He's picking up.
And I mean, it's the damnedest thing. And I never actually quite figured it out, but it affected me because I thought, oh my God, this is in like mid 80s. And this is what dating, I guess this is what people were doing. And I wasn't that kind of idea. That was not me. But basically, he tried to pick up my girlfriend while I was with her. I don't. Anyway, but that was the first time running with her, and I stayed back. It reminded me of that. So what a crazy! Oh God, what an awful time that was. And the girl I was seeing actually got picked up while I was emceeing an event, a Miss Chicago beauty contest. And the woman I'd been dating and serious with forever actually got picked up by a guy who was famous for making golf clubs. I could give you a name.
I'm going to go out on a limb here and say there's a common denominator in the stories.
I go with hot babes because, I used to have the gift of gab, but I've never been, George Clooney or somebody. But I could get hot chicks to, pay attention to me and stuff like that. But then for some reason, their heads got turned. I'll be damned. Anyway.
2 minutes into my weekend story, and the rest of the segment's about you.
Well, you kind of ended your story. You're not real big on long stories, Flounder. So
I have a question.
Yeah.
This club maker, did he happen to own a bunch of gardens or something?
Well, I'm sorry. I told her, I said, I'm going to kill the guy. If I ever come across him, I'm going to kill him. Because if she stayed, it's a turn. Anyways, long story. I hold everything. We actually have a program. I forgot what it was, but it's here and it's coming up next. Kipper, Pete, and Flounder, probably. 404-741-1230. Leave me alone. Look out.
Support the advertisers and partners that share your values. Give our extra advertisers the first shot to earn your business. They will deliver for you every time and support the extra community like no one else. Connect with all of our partners online at extra1063.com.
For the purpose of this commercial, we'll refer to erectile dysfunction as Ed. This is the story of Ed. No one likes Ed. Ed can be a real problem, a real downer. Ed can come between you and your partner. And if you let Ed go unchecked, Ed'll continue to destroy your hanky-panky plans. Ed has taken over your life. On date night, all you can think about is Ed. When you roll over in bed for the morning smooch, there's Ed. And when you're cooking a romantic dinner for your wife, there's Ed in an apron. So how do you get rid of Ed? Kick him to the curb with Total Body Therapy of Georgia. They're Ed experts. They understand what causes Ed to be Ed, and they know how to get Ed going in the right direction. He'll learn to stand on his own with proven all-natural therapies that don't require surgery or downtime. So if you've had enough of Ed, take matters into your own hands. Call Total Body Therapy of Georgia at 404-777-1911. Learn more online at tbtofga.com.
Hey, what's up? It's Drake Baldwin here to talk about my personal Rookie of the Year, Superior Plumbing. They say you can't be Rookie of the Year more than once, but Superior has been proving themselves for over 40 years as the GOAT of plumbing. Whenever I need a leak repaired, toilet replaced, or water heater, I call Superior Plumbing, and you should too. They handle each job with care and honesty. For Superior, there's no job too small.
For Superior, the honest one, call 770-422-PLUM.
Still on the fence about a fence? Hi, this is Jared with Accent Fence. Protect your home, your family, and your pets with a brand new fence from Accent Fence. Whether you want the classic look of wood, the durability of aluminum or steel, or the affordability of chain link, Accent Fence builds it right the first time. And with no money down financing available, your dream fence is more affordable than ever. Read our 5-star customer reviews online and see why so many homeowners trust Accent Fence. For quality, craftsmanship, and dependable service, visit accentfence.net today for your free quote.
Hey, Atlanta, it's Mark from the Safe House, and now the thought of the day. There's only a few things that a safe from the Safe House can't protect you from. The biggest one is socialist Democrats trying to steal elections. Does that really happen? Yes, it does. So for real security, drop by the Safe House and let us show you how to protect your hard-earned valuables from theft and fire. We are the exclusive Browning and Fort Knox safe dealer in the area. That's right, we're the only ones. So don't go unprotected. Go to AtlantaSafehouse.com. That's AtlantaSafehouse.com.
Dip, 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 Step right up, America. Got equipment to sell or looking for something ready to work?
PurpleWave.com.
At Purple Wave Auction, it's as easy as it gets. Easy to sell, easy to buy. Construction, ag, fleet, and government equipment. All no reserve, all online. Register for free.
No reserve. Don't wait. Get swinging over to PurpleWave.com. PurpleWave.com.
It's 2 a.m. and everyone is asleep, except for the potential intruder walking up your driveway. This is Matt Harvey with Alert 360 Security, and we stop criminals in their tracks with our floodlight video surveillance cameras. Our floodlight surveillance cameras notify you of activity, activate flashing lights, and verbally inform any potential intruders that they are being recorded. Stop break-ins before they occur with Alert 360 Security. Visit us on the web at alert360atlanta.com.
I love rock and roll, baby. Put another dime in the jukebox. Joan Jett, 2008, played a murder victim on TV. Joan Jett, a murder victim on the reunion episode of the TV show Law and Order: Criminal Intent. 2008, Joan Jett pretended to be a rock and roll talk show host who got murdered. I don't remember that episode. I remember some of her songs. She was always a bad, tough-looking chick, man, who, she'd get your juices flowing just by looking at her. Anyway, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder, how you doing? 404-741-1230, 1230. So loving you. What's the name? Something for loving you.
I hate myself for loving you.
I hate myself for loving you. There you go, Joan Jett.
This was a Kara song. She liked this song.
In fact, Kara told the story about how she went to a Joan Jett concert
and they locked eyes.
And Kara said that there was a thing. She would have definitely gone over there to make out with her backstage, or front stage for that matter. Anyway. What a firecracker. Every once in a while, Kara will pop up on Facebook memory kind of thing, 4 years ago thing or whatever.
What is it? That medieval times that we went to.
That was weird, man. That was fun. That was definitely bizarre.
That was fun.
And then we did the karaoke thing at one time. What the hell was that for? Remember that? Were you there for the karaoke thing?
Oh, yeah, it was a bar somewhere.
Yeah, but I forgot what it was.
Brady's.
What was it? Was there an occasion, though? I can't remember what must have been a charity thing.
When we were over at that RC Media, when we were there very shortly, and they just had an event there where it was like Kara's Karaoke or something like that.
Yeah, oh my God, I forget. We worked at a radio station for like 6 weeks. Seriously.
It looked like, it was like an old dentist office.
Yeah, we all got blown out and of our jobs, and then COVID hit. Nobody was hired me anyway. In fact, all the stations I worked for, all the stations where any show I did, we were number one by a mile. Demographics, everything else. Nobody would even answer the phone when I tried to find work. Nobody, nothing. So we did that silly podcast. But in the meantime, we got hired by this little radio station, which had a transmitter issue and a lawsuit or whatever. And I think we were there like 5 weeks. Wasn't it like 4 or 5 or maybe 5, 6 weeks?
And then COVID shut everything down.
And then COVID, and we all, that's right. Anyway, what a time that was. Good. Yeah, please. Let's see. Kimber Pete Flounder, but we're all together now. Our birthday list includes Harrison Ford. What a career. And by the way, he just made, obviously because it's his birthday today, and social media tends to be linking these things all together. Harrison Ford was just popping up on my phone and also in the news for pictures of him with his shirt off. And they were saying, my God, at 83 or 84 years old, he's 84, he's all ripped and muscular and looks pretty good. And he does. Harrison Ford, 84. Han Solo, Indiana Jones, the Red Hulk, president on Air Force One. He was remember him in Apocalypse Now, he looked about 20. He played one of the officers trying to get what's his name to go kill Harrison Ford played the lieutenant as part of the Secret Service people, or the not a Secret Service, but the killers in the Army. Apocalypse Now. Also, American Graffiti. He was one of the hot rod racer car driver, as I recall. Right. Anyway, Harrison Ford, 84 years old today. And I haven't heard very much about this on the radio or anything. This was the day 2 years ago Donald Trump got shot in the face.
Yep.
Butler, Pennsylvania. campaigning to run for president against Biden, President Cadaver Auto Pen. The shots rang out. People yelling, "Get down, get down." 8 shots fired in total. One of them, in fact, had killed that fireman, Corey Compentori, who was protecting his family. 50 years old, dove in front of his family and shot in the head and died. Donald Trump got his ear blown half off. He raised his fist and said, "Fight, fight, fight." And, of course, they caught the guy. But, again, even now there's still more information coming out about how the hell they could have missed all the information, including the guy laying on the freaking building, 100 yards from it's just unconscionable. And, of course, you may recall, as a result, they had the director of the Secret Service resigned, and 6 agents on duty got suspended, including that little fat one couldn't get her gun back in her holster anyway. So it was 2 years ago today Donald Trump got shot. I haven't heard much people talking about it, which I'm kind of surprised at, by the way, for the record. Okay, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder, how's it going? 404-741-1230, 741-1230. And also, in case you hadn't heard it today, we'll start with the passing of some people. We'll talk about Lindsey Graham, obviously. And that was definitely a shock. I mean, especially 71 years old. And he had just talked to Donald Trump the night before, that night. Wow. Sunday night. Saturday night. And then later he was dead. Like a few minutes after he talked to President Trump. And he also, he was going to be on Meet the Press on Sunday. And they said, well, you really had to go to the doctor. And he said, no, I don't want to go to the doctor because I'm going to be on Meet the Press tomorrow. And, of course, didn't make it. Anyway, so we'll talk about Lindsey. And by the way, for the record, we're going to play. He has a very long. I've never been, I think, as impressed with a politician as I was with Lindsey Graham when he gave that soliloquy about those scumbag Dianne Feinfinkel-Cheatstein and all the rest of them, Daisy Ford or whatever the names were, trying to, hobscoggle Brett Kavanaugh. And we're going to play that whole damn thing. It's like 3.5 minutes, and we're going to play the whole thing here sometime in very, very short order. First, in fact, maybe here in just a second. First of all, in case you just joined us, haven't been keeping up with the news from this morning, Sam Neill's dead. Sam Neill was the famous actor from Jurassic Park, 78 years old. He had announced 2 months ago that he was cancer-free after he had been battling T-cell lymphoma, a non-Hodgkin's lymphoma that's very aggressive. He said, I've had it for 5 years. I was on chemo, pretty miserable, but it kept me alive. And then the doctor said, chemo's not working. So he took part in a CAR T-cell therapy that trains T-cells to go after cancer cells. And he said, I just had a cancer scan, and there's no cancer in my body, which is extraordinary. And then obviously it came back and it got him. Sam Neill, dead at 78 years old. He was in Enigma, Dead Calm with Billy Zane and Nicole Kidman, a psychological thriller. He was in Memoirs of an Invisible Man from John Carpenter. Also, Sam Neill is going to get an acting credit for the movie that hasn't even come out yet. Will be out next year, called Godzilla X Kong Supernova. They're not saying what his character did or was, but he's going to get an acting credit posthumously when the movie comes out next year. All right, now, Flounder, let's play the long. Flounder did this up for us. There's a very long soundbite of Lindsey Graham when he was going after Dianne Feinstein of the Senate committee when they were trying to grill Brett Kavanaugh, calling him a serial rapist and all that kind of stuff. And Lindsey Graham went nuts. And Lindsey Graham, that was totally out of character as far as I'm concerned, ever about Lindsey Graham's background and so forth. And I couldn't have been more impressed than I was that night. Here's the whole. And this sounds like it's going to take forever, but it's worth you hearing. And if there's anything you should salute Lindsey Graham for, it's this. Flounder, here's Lindsey Graham going after the members of the panel trying to get Brett Kavanaugh on the Supreme Court nomination here.
Are you aware that at 9:23 on the night of July the 9th, the day you were nominated to the Supreme Court by President Trump, Senator Schumer said, 23 minutes after your nomination, I will oppose Judge Kavanaugh's nomination with everything I have. I have a bipartisan, and I hope a bipartisan majority will do the same. The stakes are simply too high for anything less. Well, if you weren't aware of it, you are now. Did you meet with Senator Dianne Feinstein on August 20th?
I did meet with Senator Feinstein.
Did you know that her staff had already recommended a lawyer to Dr. Ford?
I did not know that.
Did you know that her and her staff had this allegations for over 20 days?
I did not know that at the time.
The high school rape.
If you wanted an FBI investigation, you could have come to us. What you want to do is destroy this guy's life, hold this seat
He's
open,
talking to Feinstein.
and hope you win in 2020. You've said that, not me. You've got nothing to apologize for. When you see Sotomayor and Kagan, tell them that Lindsey said hello, because I voted for them. I would never do to them what you've done to this guy. This is the most unethical sham since I've been in politics. And if you really wanted to know the truth, you sure as hell wouldn't have done what you've done to this guy. Are you a gang rapist?
No.
I cannot imagine what you and your family have gone through. Boy, y'all want power. God, I hope you never get it. I hope the American people can see through this sham. That you knew about it and you held it. You had no intention of protecting Dr. Ford. None. She's as much of a victim as you are. God, I hate to say it because these have been my friends. But let me tell you, when it comes to this, you're looking for a fair process. You came to the wrong town at the wrong time, my friend. Do you consider this a job interview?
The advice and consent role is like a job
interview. Consider that you've been through a job interview.
I've been through a process of advice and consent under the Constitution.
Would you say you've been through hell?
Yeah, there you go.
I've been through hell and then some.
This is not a job interview. This is hell. This is going to destroy the ability of good people to come forward because of this crap. Your high school yearbook. You have interacted with professional women all your life, not one accusation. You're supposed to be Bill Cosby when you're a junior and senior in high school. And all of a sudden you got over it. It's been my understanding that if you drug women and rape them for 2 years in high school, you probably don't stop. Here's my understanding. If you lived a good life, people would recognize it, like the American Bar Association has the gold standard. And one thing I can tell you, you should be proud of. Ashley, you should be proud of this, that you raised a daughter who had the good character to pray for Dr. Ford. To my Republican colleagues, if you vote no, you're legitimizing the most despicable thing I have seen in my time in politics. You want this seat? I hope you never get it. I hope you're on the Supreme Court. That's exactly where you should be. And I hope that the American people will see through this charade. And I wish you well, and I intend to vote for you, and I hope everybody who's fair-minded will.
Lindsey Graham. He was going back and forth between talking to Kavanaugh and Dianne Feinfinkel-Cheatstein. Remember that Blasey Ford business letter about the gang raping what was it, the trains, the rape trains, or
it was, they were saying, because it was in his yearbook where they sign on the you have your friend sign the yearbook, and there was some train reference, and the media just went
a rape
whatever
train.
Which way they wanted with it.
And of course, they couldn't remember the woman who was supposedly couldn't remember what year, when it happened, what time of year, what year it happened, what year in school, where it was, how she got there, how she got home. Didn't remember anything about any of the events.
Yeah,
what
and then one of the witnesses said she had went to 10 parties where she saw 10 gangbangs, and it wasn't until the 8th or 9th where she saw Brett Kavanaugh there. Yeah. Again, what kind of girl would go to a party and see a gangbang and then go back to 10 more?
Yeah, I mean, please.
It's all crap and a lie.
Yeah. Anyway, here we go. Give her Pete Flounder. How you doing? 3:30 already, Monday afternoon, and we got stuff. We got Flounder's funnies. We got some tweet stuff. We got a lot of sports stuff, including that Norwegian guy. I'm pretty much over that stupid blonde with a girly haircut, like some ponytail. Like freaking princess.
What is wrong with you?
With a big mouth, the big lip mouth guy, big bull.
Oh my
guy.
God.
All right, hold on. I don't like him at all. He's wrong for sports. I don't know.
You're wrong.
You're wrong, mister.
Fighting the communists with truth every day on the only conservative news and talk station in Atlanta. Extra 106.3 FM and the Extra app.
This is Tom, the Honest Car Guy, and I'm here with Ron. And I'll let Ron tell you a little bit about his experience with us, and not only that, but the differences between a new car dealership and the Honest Car Guy, because there is a difference, with no doc fees and no addendums. It's kind of straightforward. They get to see what we pay for the car, and that's not something you get at a dealership.
Usually we're back and forth, and then you get like 1,400 pages of paper. And in this case, we did it all online. I mean, it was like, okay, I don't mind doing paperwork once I know that this is the deal.
And you got to see the financing, the numbers
see
up
all
front
of it
before you even bought it. You can make that call, and within hours, we can find you the car you want from your home. I mean, I had a customer call me up and say, hey, I bought a car in my pajamas.
If you're thinking about
I've been wearing them.
Friends, if you're in the market for a pre-owned car, truck, or SUV, get an honest car buy from the Honest Car Guy. You pay what we pay, plus an honest fee, and we back that up by giving you the bill of sale. That's our transparency guarantee. Call 844-SHOW-ME-1. That's 844-SHOW-ME, the number 1, or visit honestcarguy.com.
So you're looking at your home and saying, I spent a lot of time and money maintaining this beautiful place, improving it, protecting your home, raising a family there, and building a lifetime of memories. Absolutely. Well, maybe your home has earned an upgrade, and I've got a couple of deals for you with my friend Jeff and Jeff the Gang at Peach State Windows. For more than 50 years, Jeff and his company's been helping Georgia homeowners improve the comfort and beauty and value without losing the basic character of the way you like your home. How about this for a deal? 8 double-hung vinyl replacement windows installed for $39.95, and that improves energy and efficiency and comfort and curb appeal, the kind of windows that block all that sunlight stuff and the heat and everything. How about transforming your entryway with a fiberglass French door installed for $69.85? Both options, obviously a lifetime warranty and 0% financing for 12 months. Peach State Windows, here's a number, 770-485-8011. Your home's earned an upgrade. Check these specials out right now. Tell them the camera sent you. PeachStateWindows.com.
I'm Patrick Brown, former Army Ranger in the United States Army. Like many service members, I had to make difficult choices when leaving the military, and the most challenging thing was finding purpose in a new phase of life. Housing, employment, education, way too many decisions and no idea where to start. That was until I met the Warrior Alliance. They made it simple. They listened and quickly connected me to the services I needed. And like a trusted friend, they even followed up to make sure I was squared away. Change a veteran's life today by donating at thewarrioralliance.org, helping warriors navigate to success after service.
America! Chuck, yeah! Chuck and Shack Oyster Bar is celebrating the red, white, and blues all summer long with our America 250 summer menu. We're talking Cyclone char-grilled oysters, Route 66 smash burgers, crab meat boardwalk fries, and USA-inspired cocktails. Raise a glass and cheers to 250 years of the US of A at Chuck and Shack Oyster Bar. Locally owned in downtown Alpharetta and Cumming, across from the Collection. Find your location and details at theshuckandshack.com.
You know what you get back when you call the Trusted Toolbox? You get your time back, you get your family back, and you get your house back. No more spending weekends fixing loose doors, drywall cracks, or that list that never ends. With our handyman for a day, one skilled professional shows up, knocks out multiple repairs in one visit. Everything from drywall to ceiling fans changed out, painting, trim work, and so much more. Stop working on your house every weekend. Call the Trusted Toolbox, get your time back, and get it done right the first time. Book your appointment today at thetrustedtoolbox.com.
Our founders believed that freedom wasn't just a word, it was a way of life. The freedom to move forward, the freedom to pursue what matters most, the freedom to live fully. But pain has a way of taking those freedoms away. That's why Relief Factor exists. I am a die-hard proponent of this great, wonderful product, Relief Factor. No back pain for me anymore. Relief Factor is a 100% drug-free, research-based supplement designed to help support a healthy inflammatory response, addressing pain at its source, not just covering it up. Over 1 million Americans have tried Relief Factor, with about 2/3 going on to order more. This year, as we celebrate 250 years of freedom, ask yourself this question: are you living with the freedom you deserve? Relief Factor gives you the opportunity to live pain-free and get back to the life you love. To commemorate our country's birth, they're offering a special patriotic price, just $17.76, so you can celebrate your freedom from pain. Just $17.76 for the 3-week quick start. Visit ReliefFactor.com or call 800 the number 4 relief.
From the latest breaking news to the conservative voices you know and trust, your best new follow on social media is Extra 1063. We're at XTRA 1063 on Twitter, Facebook, TikTok, Threads, and LinkedIn, and pretty much any social media you scroll through every day. And we drop exclusive giveaways, new daily content, and the latest breaking news from Georgia and across this great nation. Interact with your favorite Extra personalities. Get the latest on our live events and so much more. Follow at Extra 1063 across all your social media and keep up with Atlanta's only conservative voice.
I don't recognize this one. Maybe I'll recognize it in a minute. Is this John Denver?
Yes, it is.
Holy cow. Rock and roll. I'd never heard this song. I'll be damned. I recognize the voice there, but this is real different from my listening views. 1997.
Dances with the Mountain is the name of the song.
Dances with the Mountain?
Yes.
Huh. John Denver. And that makes sense. He said all of his songs are about the wilderness, you know. I Calypso. Remember that song? I don't know if you remember that song. I used to love that song. I Calypso, the story of the ocean guy. Anyway, John Denver.
Claude Justeau.
1997, John Denver went on trial for drunk driving, and it ended in a hung jury 3-3. John Denver's defense attorney argued that John Denver suffered from a thyroid condition that had distorted the blood alcohol test. And and he was a deadlocked. I remember. Sorry. I remember this. This is a way long ago. Kimmer postcard. What do you call it? Deck card. What do you call it?
Bingo card.
Bingo card. With my next door neighbor George Cobb, whose father redesigned Augusta National, by the way, famous golf course architect. Families from South Carolina, and he was my next door neighbor George and Tally, and Tripp, their little boy, and George and I went to a golf trip back to Greenville, South Carolina. Spent the weekend there playing in a golf tournament at his course back there, and then drove back to Atlanta. This is where we got stopped. He was in his Mustang convertible, and we were drinking beer on the trip, and we came through some little town up, I don't remember whether it was Gainesville or someplace on the way back, and a cop saw us and pulled us over. And so they gave him a breathalyzer, and the first breathalyzer didn't work. And so speaking of John Denver breathalyzer, and so the breathalyzer didn't work, and they did it again. And so I'm saying, now make sure you write down in the record that the first breathalyzer was unsatisfactory. You couldn't prove it. You know, and the guy said, just settle down, Mr. Sir. And so he said, yeah, we have to take you to jail and impound your car. And I said, well, I'm going with him. And so he said, well, you're not being arrested for anything. I said, no, if he's going to jail, I'm going to jail. So we went to jail together. So I swear to God, we went to jail. And I called my wife. Hop on us. I said, oh, we're in jail. And they still let us stay there. I think we left the next morning. And we paid some guy who just got out. We paid him $5 to go get us some hamburgers. It was unbelievable. Anyway, breathalyzer test. Sorry, just a flashback, Kimmer memory. You know, they're popping up once in a while. I don't know if that's a bad sign. Let's see. Birthday list includes Gil Birmingham. You may know the name. I doubt it. I didn't recognize the name. He's 73. Gil Birmingham is Chief Thomas Rainwater on Yellowstone. And again, they keep playing that all the time. It's on repeats all the time, frequently, and I'll watch occasionally just for fun. Also, on this day in history, 1923, the famous Los Angeles landmark, the Hollywood Land sign, is dedicated. Hollywood Land. There was a temporary ad for a new housing development in the hills above the Hollywood district of Los Angeles. But because of all the recognition, they said, well, let's leave the damn thing up there. Each letter was 30 feet wide and 50 feet high. It was studded with 4,000 light bulbs and flashed in segments which read Holly, then wood, then land, each one lighting up individually, and then the whole sign lit up. The sign in 1923 cost $21,000. That's like $350,000 today. In both 1976 and 2017, the sign was altered by vandals to read Holly Weed after California decriminalized weed. Urban legend would have us believe that the letters were taken down because of a movie star named Peg Entwistle, who in 1932 jumped off a workman's ladder at the top of the H and died. She was 24. The sign was restored again with help from Gene Autry, Andy Williams, and Alice Cooper, and others many years ago. Anyway, Hollywood sign. And so, hey, baby, how you doing? Are you looking so good? Did you get your lollipop? She did. Look at you. Oh, my God. She got the little zebra thing. I'm sorry, was that out loud? Was that, because my girl just, I'm sorry, but she left, so I had to say hi. Kimber, Pete, and Flounder, how's it going? 404-741-1230. 741-1230. Hold on a second here. I got a little newsy update here for you. Here we go again. In Maine, an ICE agent now has been involved in a shooting, and a Colombian national is dead because he tried to mow them down in his car. Here we go again. A Colombian national shot dead today trying to mow down ICE officers in Portland, Maine. Video shows a guy on the side of the road, bullet hole visible through the driver's side of the front windshield. This happened 7:15 this morning. He was accelerating toward the ICE agents at an intersection in the small town before officers shot him. They had surrounded the car, drew their weapons at the guy, and then he accelerated and drove right at him. So the ICE agent shot him.
Good.
The car was put into drive and tried to hit the ICE officer, and the agent fired.
That's attempted murder.
Yeah. That's a deadly weapon. I mean, here, of course, the witness said, he was a member of our community. He was authorized to work here. He had a permit to work here, and he was a human being whose life was cut tragically short, a part of our community. God. These freaking people. If the ICE agents are looking for you and they are at your car and surrounded your car to say, hey, we need to talk to you, chances are good that if you try to run them down, something bad's going to happen. And I've already heard reaction on the news now saying, well, here we go in America, but they're literally, ICE agents are killing people on the street. They're just killing people. If I'm right there, see them on the street. I'm going, good grief. This is never going to end. This is never going to end. And again, remember, if the Democrats get control, they will have that ICE agent arrested. The Democrats have already said not only they're going to impeach everybody, they're going to impeach Donald Trump and Bessent and Rubio and Hegseth. Everybody's going to get impeached, and they're going to have arrest warrants for every federal agent because they want to decriminalize. That means get rid of ICE, of Border Patrol and enforcement, and they're going to arrest. They're going to charge them with crimes. They've said this out loud. This is never going. I don't know how. This is never going to end. If they get control again, honestly, it's just you've witnessed what's going on. Oh, mercy. It's just really appalling. Anyway, Lindsey Graham ironically joked early Sunday before he died. He said, "Well, I can't die now." He felt unwell on Saturday. And his staff said, well, why don't you go see the doctor? He said, I can't die now. I still need to do the Russian sanctions, get Iran sorted out, do the Israeli-Saudi normalization. And he didn't feel well, but he didn't want to go to the doctor because he had to take care of the stuff, and he was going to be on Meet the Press on Sunday. Apparently, Lindsey Graham died from aortic dissection, cardiovascular disease. Same thing it got actor John Ritter and Alan Thicke. And so it just and by the way, for the record, I've had Lindsey Graham has always been sort of a mystery to me in several ways, specifically about whether he was ever married or he was a loner, and the story about his personal life never really came up, and I don't really care one way or the other, but I grokked it. I actually grokked it, and Lindsey Graham had a memoir, which I have not read or didn't know about, and in the memoir, Lindsey Graham said he had 3 girlfriends. He had Debbie from law school, Carol, a JAG officer he met in the Air Force. Lindsey Graham was a colonel in the Air Force Reserve. That's two. Debbie from law school, Carol in the Air Force, and Sylvia, a Lufthansa flight attendant whose relationship got serious enough that he considered proposing. But he did not, and as far as I know, but he was never even linked with a girlfriend, or he never showed up at a party with a woman. I mean, and again, I don't. It's no, I guess it's just unusual that a guy with that public, he would think that there would be some other person in his life. I mean, seriously. Anyways, I don't know what the deal was, and it doesn't really matter.
Some
but
people,
I'm curious.
I guess, are asexual, and it doesn't really matter to them. The power of the job, it means more to them, I guess.
Well, it's like the Kimmer, same thing. Nobody's been on my arm for 23 years. Oh, sorry. No, no, it's fine. That's the way it should be.
Poor Lindsey Graham.
Patricia hugged me the other day. She brought me the Joy of Cooking book.
Yeah, she did.
And she hugged me
true.
and blew me a kiss, which was pretty much the nicest thing that's happened by a girl in a long. So that
the Joy of Cooking.
The Joy
That's
of Cooking.
Still around. Cool.
I think she found it at a nearly new sale or something. What do you call this? We have
thrift shops.
No, a sign in the lawn, and then you have people come in to buy stuff. Yard sale. Yeah, that's it. Anyway, I don't know where she got it by.
No, Patricia, she goes to estate sale.
Estate sales.
She's high class.
I know that's true. I know that is absolutely true. Anyway, Kimmer P. By the way, Mitch McConnell's alive. He had to finally come out and say something now that Lindsey Graham died. I mean, please, you're killing me. All right, hold on. Kimmer Pete and Flounder, 404-741-1230, 741-1230. How's your Monday? How was your weekend? How's it going? What do you think? We got, I think they got the 4 soccer final teams ready to go now to see for the final, I think. Do they not or not?
Yeah, they do.
They do?
Just kidding. They do. 4.
Oh, good. Well, it's all coming. Did that Norwegian bully get in there or what?
No, they're out. England beat them.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, that
he's not a bully. He's a hero.
Oh my God! I can't believe that guy. Oh, all right, hold on. Kimmer Pete Flounder. That can't be right.
It's Toyota's
If you
51
listen to
sales event
Extra-
at Marietta Toyota now through August 3rd. And if you commute every day, the 2026 Toyota Camry may be the one to see first. It's now all hybrid with up to 53 miles per gallon city, an easy way to cut fuel stops without giving up comfort. And with 50 Camrys in stock, Marietta Toyota has the selection to help you find the trim and color you actually want. Every new Toyota includes our nationwide lifetime powertrain warranty, limited time and unlimited mileage for as long as you own it. And we've been voted Best of Cobb for 2026, Best New Car Dealership, and Best Service Center. For well-qualified buyers, special financing is available on the new 2026 Camry Hybrid, as low as 4.99% APR for 48 months through August 3rd. Visit us on Cobb Parkway South, just north of Truist Stadium. Marietta Toyota, since 1975. We've been here and will be here for you.
4.99% APR for 48 months with approved credit through Southeast Toyota Finance. Not all buyers qualify. Offer ends 8/3/2026. See dealer for details. All prices exclude tax, tag, and title, and include $699 dock fee and $257 electronic tag fee.
Here today with Evan Ward from Atlas Retirement. And Evan, I know you've been quite busy in the office these days. So let's talk about some of the things folks are calling you most about here lately.
Well, Kevin, the biggest thing people are really talking about right now is retirement. And I look at retirement as a journey, not a destination. The goal of almost everybody out there is to grow and preserve a tax-efficient portfolio so they can actually enjoy their retirement. And that's why I partnered with Market Guard. I get a lot of the same questions. Evan, when do I sell? When do I hold? And if I sold, when do I get back into the market? In my opinion, that's market timing. And in my experience, market timing, it can be quite confusing. And we have to look at it and allow the math to do the work.
Everybody has a different appetite for risk. So where does Market Guard fit in?
Well, if you want asset preservation and you don't want it to go down due to market volatility, we have portfolios that are designed for this. But if you want to participate in those larger markets, Market Guard can also offer more stock and aggressive portfolios for those that are looking for that kind of strategy. And here's what I propose for our listeners today. For the next 10 callers, we're going to do a Market Guard portfolio comparison, side by side with what you're currently doing, and we'll show you how your 401k and other investments are doing. And we'll make recommendations And then you can see the difference between Market Guard and what it can do for your portfolio. After that, you decide if you want us to do a complete retirement plan. So give us a call today at 678-736-7799 and ask for your complimentary Market Guard portfolio comparison.
Again, call Evan Ward with Atlas Retirement. That number, folks, 678-736-7799. And you can pick up your complimentary Market Guard portfolio comparison. That's 678-736-7799. Investment advisory products and services made available through Impact Partnership Wealth, LLC, IPW, a registered investment advisor.
Hey, it's Front Office Lowe's for Howard Brothers and Steel. Summer doesn't wait, and neither do the projects around your home. From trimming and cleanup to tackling overgrown spaces, Steel Power Equipment helps you get more done while spending less time in the heat. Built for performance and reliability, Steel is ready to keep up with whatever work comes your way. Find the right Steel equipment at Howard Brothers and spend more time enjoying summer. The grass is always greener when you take care of it with Steel and Howard Brothers.
Hey, I'm Tom.
And I'm Jerry.
And we are
Tom and Jerry's Roofing.
Yes, that's our real names.
And together, we have 70 years in the roofing industry. But taking care of you and your home is our priority and our passion.
But our other passion is taking care of veterans, and that's why every roof we do gives back to the vets.
That's right, Tom. First, we take care of your roof, and then we take care of the brave men and women who protect us.
So if you have roofing issues, from repairs to replacement, call Tom and Jerry's Roofing and help us give back to America's heroes.
Find us at tomandjerrysroofing.com.
That's tomandjerrysroofing.com.
Identity theft can cost more than you think. Drained investment accounts, stolen tax returns, lost wages, expenses for lawyers. It's a lot. That's why LifeLock is backed by the $1 Million Protection Package, which covers up to $1 million for stolen funds, fees, and experts and lawyers, and out-of-pocket expenses. Don't face the burden of identity theft alone. Protect your future and finances with LifeLock. Join now. Save up to 30% off your first year with promo code BECK at LifeLock.com. 1-800-LifeLock, promo code BECK, LifeLock.com. Terms to apply.
All right, I got it now. Curtis Mayfield in the news on this day, not in a happy way. 1990, Curtis Mayfield got knocked around pretty bad to Lee after a strong gust of wind blew over a lighting rig on top of him during a concert outdoors in Brooklyn, New York. 1990, Curtis Mayfield. Messed him up pretty bad, but survived. Kimber, Pete, and Flounder. Hold everything. Phone calls taken priority on your Monday and every other day. Dave is on the line. Dave, you're on the radio, man. How's it going?
Here.
What's up? Dave is here, right here. Hey, Dave.
Dave's here. Hey, Kimmer, how are you?
Good, man. What's going on?
You know, the thing about this ice shooting, I mean, the media tries to make it seem like they happen all the time.
Well, yeah.
Every day. Every single day in the United States, there are 20 to 22,000 arrests across the country that go off without a hitch.
Yeah.
7.5 to 8 million arrests a year. And all they focus in on these guys that are basically breaking the law.
What?
You know, they're not shooting nuns just standing on the street,
Yeah,
right?
I know. And again, that's why I really do wonder seriously, is this ever going to end? And the reason is strictly political. And again, it's not even that these Democrats really can't possibly in their heart believe that it's okay for criminals who sneaked in here illegally and got away with it and then commit crimes, that they can't truly believe that it's okay for them to just stay here and just be part of our community. They can't really believe that. So they're willing to pretend that they believe that because they hate Donald Trump. I'm telling you, all this comes back to Donald Trump going down that freaking escalator 10 years, whatever it was ago. They really can't believe that it's okay for criminals like that rapist raping the 10-year-old girl for 2 years, and Minnesota let him stay here until we finally Marco Rubio sent him back to Laos or whatever the hell. But again, they can't believe that's a good thing. But they're saying it and living it and causing these problems, and it's ridiculous. Can you imagine, I don't know how old you are, but can you imagine, 20, 30, 40 years ago, that this would even be something to be talked about? I mean, it's just appalling to me.
It makes your blood boil. And, I'm 59. All the times, I've had a run-in with the police. Yeah. Nothing bad ever happened.
Yeah.
I'm thinking of a DUI checkpoint where I wasn't drinking. I was totally innocent. I complied. They let me go, right?
Yeah.
I didn't try to ram the police with my car.
I mean, it's just, it's just, where did this all come from? And again, it's all political, but it's all for the wrong political reasons. If they were protesting because agents were letting them stay in this country, and they were saying, we want you to start collecting these criminals, I mean, I can see, a protest for that, but not for the wrong reasons. This isn't like the 60s. They were protesting for civil rights for black people and rights for women and to bring boys home from Vietnam who were teenagers. I mean, those were all serious reasons for what's going on in American society for a good purpose, but not now.
Right. And every single one of them, they're doing something, resisting arrest, running from police. Something is going on. Nobody who is complying is being shot.
Yeah. And the Democrats.
That's all I got to say.
Yeah, thanks. I appreciate it, Dave. Thank you very much. And again, the Democrats would just say, they see it happen, so they say, well, they're just killing people on the street now. And again, the media lets them get away with it. How is it possible? I remember the days when TV stations had commentators, Eric Severide and those people like that. They would do Walter Cronkite used to do commentaries. And there was a day when someone would say, "No, wait a minute. Now this isn't what America's all about." And they would start putting a call out to say, "Listen, let's be more reasonable about what the hell's going on here." Not anymore. There is no news. It's all advocacy and commentating. Hold on, we got
Bob on the horn.
Hey, Bob, you're on the radio, man. What's up?
Hi, Bob.
Hey, Bob.
Cameron, how you doing today?
Yeah, man, what's up?
Well, I noticed that listening to your show was like having somebody read the dictionary to you.
Well, what do you mean,
You might learn you might learn something, but the subject changes very frequently.
Flip the page and it's over. Very funny. Thank you, Bob.
Bye, Bob.
I love it. Bye, Bob. Hi, Bob. Remember the Bob Newhart show there? Hey, hi, Bob.
Hi, Bob.
What a silly, great show. Both of those were. First, I Flouder's funny. Here you go.
You will never see an Indian person committing a crazy crime. Like, when was the last time you heard of Indians robbing a bank? First of all, Indian people are so nice and they're so sweet. I can't see it. You're going to rob a bank. You need authority. You need to come in there guns blazing. I said, get your ass on the ground now. I can't imagine. Would you please take the money? Why are you laughing? I am talking to you. Forget this. I'm out of here. I don't need this. He gets in the car. His partner's waiting for him. Did you get the money? They would not give me the money. Did you show them the gun? I showed them the gun. We better leave. They're going to call the police. They're still laughing. Where did you get the computer? They thought I was tech support.
Mr. Gabriel Iglesias right there.
Oh, Gabriel Iglesias. Very funny. Kimber, Pete, and Flounder, 404-741-1230 is our number. Lindsey Graham died with a net worth, it says here, of a little over $1 million. And let's see, showing a lower-end estimate of around $600,000 as a possible low end of it. He served in Congress for 31 years, and he Lindsey Graham ranked 294th in wealth among the 535 voting members of Congress. So he, it wasn't, he's unlike Nancy Pelosi, Grandma Vodka, who got $200 million over the course of the last several years. That's not too bad a deal.
So who should replace him, Nancy Mace or Lindsey's sister?
Well, Nancy Mace, I think, is going to be a no deal because I think she's caused some problems with Trump. And also, didn't she lose her primary? I mean, she's hot.
Yes,
she's a firecracker, and she's a real, gabber. And I like her attitude about things, but I don't know whether they want to go back with her or not.
Here's the thing.
Lost.
What about, do you even bring the name Nikki Haley up?
Well, once again, they're even saying Scott Bessent is from South Carolina. They want him to run. So we'll see. I mean,
first gay man in a southern state senator that we know of. That'd be interesting.
And I like him. I admire Scott Bessent. I think he's a stud, man. He doesn't take any crap out. He threatened to fight people all the time, by the way. Seriously. All right, hold Kimber, Pete, and Flounder. Top of the hour, 4 o'clock. Look out, stand by.
WFOM and W292 EV Marietta, a Dickey Broadcasting Station. This hour is presented by Atlanta Safe House.
solemn day on Capitol Hill. I'm Lisa Brady, Fox News.
Barbara and I are praying for Senator Graham's family as we all grapple with the loss of the great man.
Iowa Senator Chuck Grassley leading tributes on the Senate floor for the late Lindsey Graham, the four-term South Carolina senator who died over the weekend, less than a week after his 71st birthday and just days after his latest visit to Ukraine to meet with President Zelensky. Graham had spearheaded a bill for more sanctions on Russia.
And I think we can show our gratitude and appreciation of Senator Graham by moving that legislation forward.
There are white flowers on Graham's desk in the Senate chamber. Senate Majority Leader John Thune reflecting on how empty it feels without him and their friendship.
But I am comforted by the knowledge that in the end, he has just changed his address.
Tears in his eyes as he added that one day
we will laugh together again.
At this hour, the South Carolina governor is set to name an interim replacement. A special election will happen next month for voters to choose a new Republican nominee for November when Graham was running for re-election. President Trump says he'll address the nation Thursday night. Today, he ordered a naval blockade on Iran to resume after trading more strikes over attacks on commercial shipping.
To reimpose a full blockade, the U.S. military will continue taking out Iran's drone and missile launchers, threatening the strait, and pick off Iranian fast boats. We're hearing reports that the White House has alerted Congress under the War Powers Act that those are defensive strikes and they began on July 7th.
Fox's Jennifer Griffin. Iran says it won't accept interference in the Strait of Hormuz. U.S. oil prices surging over $6 a barrel, topping $77, and stocks finish lower. The Dow down 138 at the bell. America is listening to Fox News.
Our founders believed that freedom wasn't just a word, it was a way of life. The freedom to move forward, the freedom to pursue what matters most, the freedom to live fully. But pain has a way of taking those freedoms away. That's why Relief Factor exists and why I endorse it. I've seen how many in this audience have regained their freedom and they're back to living life on their own terms. Relief Factor, it's 100% drug-free. It's a research-based supplement designed to help support a healthy inflammatory response, addressing pain at its source, not just covering it up. Over 1 million Americans have found relief and reclaimed parts of their life they thought were behind them. So this year, as we celebrate 250 years of freedom, ask yourself a simple question. Are you living with the freedom you deserve? Relief Factor. They give you the opportunity to live pain-free and to get back to the life you love. To commemorate our country's birth, they are offering a special patriotic price, just $17.76. So you can celebrate your freedom from pain. Your $17.76 3-week quick start is ready for you right now. ReliefFactor.com, 800-4-RELIEF. 800, the number 4, RELIEF.
This is a big song for Duran Duran. Duran Duran became the first group to have a #1 song on the American singles chart with a James Bond theme. A View to a Kill went to the top of the charts. Duran Duran, 1985. I don't remember this song at all. Was that Roger Moore? I really, yes. I can't. I swear to God, I can't remember this song.
It was his last Roger Moore,
and I don't remember what was A View to a Kill about. I don't remember that one.
Christopher Walken. It was set around San Francisco, Silicon Valley. It was one of those things. Grace? Who was the black model?
No, not Grace. No, the big tall black girl. Yeah, Grace.
What was her name? Grace Jones.
Grace Jones. Grace Jones. Yeah, that's right.
She was a bad person in it for a while, and I think they actually killed off the guy that was in the Avengers, Patrick
Mahoon or something like that.
Yeah, Patrick McNee from the Avengers with Diana Rigg. He was in it, and I think they killed him in that one, which upset some people.
God, I don't remember anything about that movie.
It wasn't very good. Yeah. It was the last one. He was too old to do it.
Yeah.
Tanya, what was that girl's name? She was from TV. She was the Bond girl, and she's passed away since then. Tanya, she was on Charlie's Angels or one of those shows.
Yeah, I know.
Tanya Roberts.
Tanya Roberts, yeah. She was a dish.
That 70s show. She was on that 70s show
she
for
was
a little bit.
Yeah, she was a doll.
Yeah, she couldn't act, though. And
no, she was pretty, but that was pretty much the ball game. Let's see. So you go, Duran. Our birthday include, did I mention Patrick Stewart? Birthday? Patrick Stewart is 86. Professor Xavier. Sir Patrick Stewart, 86. Professor Xavier, Captain Picard, among other things.
I'm telling you, he was one of the best interviews I ever did on my old show.
Really?
He was a true gentleman. He played along. He knew everything. I tried to convince him to do the remake of an old Three Musketeers thing. He pretended to be interested. He was great.
Really cool. That's good to know. That's good. I've learned an awful lot of just in being in the business like you. You know, you tend to run into people, and it's really amazing the amount of people who were really wonderful interviews and good, decent people. Anyway, so kind of fun. Let's see. Kimber, Pete, and Flounder, how's it going? 404-741-1230. 741-1230. No air conditioning yet, Flounder? Still got no air conditioning in his little cubbyhole office back there.
It's starting to cool down a little bit.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's a good sign. We don't want to keep you cool in there because if you open that door, people start screaming and yelling because they come down the hall. Now that damn Peterson show's on again. So let's see. Mitch McConnell's alive. He is 84 years old, and now he broke the silence after Lindsey Graham died. Mitch McConnell's people said, well, you're going to have to pretend now that you're actually, doing okay. And Mitch McConnell is the Kentucky Republican who's 84. He's been hospitalized since June 14th. And he's now set it straight. He said it was suspected cardiac event of some kind, but he said he had minor injuries when he fell. And he also contracted pneumonia. My doctors, he said, confirmed I did not break any bones or suffer a concussion. I did not have a heart attack or a stroke. I don't have any tumors or hemorrhages. But I was briefly unconscious and was taken to the hospital while receiving excellent care over the past several weeks. I've also dealt with a mild case of pneumonia. They attributed Mitch McConnell's falling to his post-polio condition. Mitch McConnell had polio when he was 2. Again, it was 82 years ago. And since then, his upper left leg has suffered paralysis. And again, one of my best friends, Timmy Dorman, whose father was a doctor, had polio. And again, he's my age, and this was he had polio and was still suffering from the effects of it when we were playing sports and prep school stuff back in the early 60s. And so he had it when he was a kid, probably 1957 or 8 or something like that. And it was a thing. And again, I remember, God, in those times, anybody my age will remember. Well, I shouldn't say that, but I'll bet you it was very common back then. I remember everybody I knew in the summertime, especially back in those days in the 50s and 60s, in the summertime, frequently parents would have us young kids come inside and take a nap and get out of the sun, afraid that was one of the reasons your body would attract polio germs or whatever. We didn't know what caused it, but they, being overtired and too much sun stuff, and they would literally make us come in the afternoon in the hot weather and take a nap for fear we'd get polio.
Yesterday, when I was at the hospital, and the doctor, just as a joke, I said, "Yeah, I got the mumps, don't I?"
Oh.
And he thought about it a second and go, wait a minute, why is he thinking about this? And he goes, no, people your age usually don't get the mumps.
Yeah, that was mumps and measles were, in the German measles. Anybody in our neighborhood, if a kid got chicken pox, all the kids came over to get chicken pox because you didn't want to have girls getting chicken pox because it ruins their pregnancy possibilities.
My sister and I both had chicken pox, but we can't remember if we had mumps. We're trying to remember.
I never had mumps. We had everything else. We had chicken pox and measles and all those things. But I don't think I ever had mumps. Mumps was rare. I don't think I ever even knew anybody with mumps. Actually, I shouldn't. I think I did. We had a kid in school.
What a weird name for something.
Yeah, I don't even know what that meant. But it was like a throat. Was a neck throat thing. And I guess it was lymph node activity or something. I don't know. 409. Kimber, 409. 409. I always wanted a 409. I remember the town hood. I got the first 409. It was a white Chevy 409. 409 with that the little sticker 409 on the front fenders and everything, and a Hurst 4-speed on the floor. 409.
Where it was a foot. It was a foot pedal with toes.
Yeah, exactly. And man, I wanted one of those so bad. The hoods all had them. We didn't have them. The preppies didn't have them. Flounder, were you trying to get me, or was that me doing something?
Lindsey Graham's sister speaking. Do we want to take her?
Let's take her. Sure, why not? She's going to be...
person, outstanding leader, and just a genuinely good man. He was kind and considerate and loved by his family dearly. As I think everyone would agree, Lindsey worked harder than anyone. He worked nonstop to make our state, country, and world better. He loved his family and loved serving this state and our country. He dedicated his life to our country. It is such a privilege to get to finish some of his important work, and I promise to work hard over the next several months to support the president and carry forward the efforts of my brother on behalf of the citizens of South Carolina and the United States. I know Lindsey thought the world of his staff and colleagues, and with their support, I feel confident. I think this is what Lindsey would have wanted, and I plan to honor him in this way. Now to Lindsey, I miss you more than I can even put into words, but I'm going to do this. I got it. Thank you.
She's been appointed to fill in temporarily until they have an election to replace him.
Sounds smart.
Yeah. Well, and the word is apparently that their mother died young when the sister was 13. This one we just heard talk, and so she basically raised her little brother Lindsey. Or I don't know how little he was, but so she's kind of known as the.
He was 71, so
yeah, I think she was.
She?
Well, I don't know, but they say that she basically raised him, but she didn't look like she was 80.
No,
I don't know. I don't know what to say, but that's what they were saying. Anyway, so Lindsey Graham dead at 71, but it's just really hard to believe.
Trump, that's who Trump wanted, was her.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure that the governor of South Carolina said, "Okay, Mr. Trump, what can we do here temporarily? Because you don't want to, start off doing something stupid." And then, Donald Trump's going to try to help keep everything, conservative. Because again, this election, who knows? I mean, these days, who knows? It's true. If we lose a couple of Senate seats, man, we're screwed. 412, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. 404-741-1230, 741-1230. We got tweets, we got Flounder's funnies, we got a lot of good sports stuff to talk about, including that bully Norwegian guy, just roughhousing everybody with that haircut and everything.
Guess who is laughing at Lindsey Graham and says Trump's next?
Oh, I saw this. Go ahead and tell the little people.
The least unfunny woman in the earth.
Right.
Margaret Cho. She hates Southerners. She hates conservatives. Never go to her shows. Don't give her a dime.
Yeah. That's why she's saying this, because she's getting attention when no one, she's been so far out of attention. And now, and it's working. They're coming out and now mocking the death. And she's just trying to get more publicity. And, man, Trump's next. If they already tried that, remember, this is the anniversary. They shot him in the face 2 years ago today.
Screw Margaret Cho.
Yeah, exactly. Doxer. Like I 106.3.
It's time for the Bortz Report, exclusively on Atlanta's only conservative news and talk station, Extra 106.3.
I think we talked a few days ago about the propensity of liberals to take every vocal utterance that they disagree with and label it as hate speech. That is part, I believe, of what got Charlie Kirk killed. But where does the hate speech really come from? The tragic death of Lindsey Graham over the weekend will give us some hints here. Our wonderful leftist commentators posted some pretty nasty stuff about the death of Lindsey Graham. Maybe you've heard of the Young Turks. Well, the co-host and executive producer, Anna Kasparian, responded to the announcement this way: good riddance. How nice. We have a guy named Steve Schmidt. I don't know anything about him. He was an analyst on MSNBC and one of the co-founders of the Lincoln Project. When he learned of Lindsey Graham's death, he said that Lindsey Graham was a lonely and unprincipled man who betrayed his country for power and his decency for attention. Now remember, these are the very people that are usually nailing conservatives and right-wingers with the title of hate speech. Hassan Piker, a far left-wing streamer, when he learned of Lindsey Graham's death, he just put on his social media page, LMAO. I think you know what that means. Will these people on the left label their own comments as hate speech? Oh, no. They're going to label them as rightful and well-deserved comments about the passing of somebody with whom they did not agree. On down the line, probably lead to more violence. Neil Bortz, Extra 106.3.
Hey, I'm a dog. Every day, I dig. Every day, they fill it back in. It's a whole thing. But then my humans called Accent Fence and had a real fence installed. And now, I can't get out. But in the meantime, the family loves it.
Hi, this is Jared with Accent Fence. Secure your yard with wood, vinyl, composite, aluminum, steel, or chain link fence. And right now, we're making it more affordable with no money down financing. Get your free quote today at 770-995-7463 or book online at accentfence.net.
There's a lot riding on every digging project. You want it done and over with. And the utility companies want their underground lines untouched and intact. Georgia 811 helps connect the dots. If you're digging, submit your ticket to us at least 3 business days before the project starts. We'll notify our utility members, and they'll send locators to mark their lines at your site. Georgia 811, connecting the dots for safe digging.
Sponsored by Georgia 811.
This is Tom, the Honest Car Guy, and we got a surprise call in from a customer of ours, Travis, out in Jefferson, Georgia. Travis, good to hear from you, buddy. You want to tell a little bit about the experience you had with me at the Honest Car Guy?
The whole experience, honestly, was one of the smoothest car experiences that we've ever gone through, meaning that there's no pressure. There's no runaround. It's just straight up honest service. The price that you guys present or find for you, that's what you are going to pay. And you just get a great deal. I've been educated to a newer process of the car dealership game. You guys have not come in and you're setting the benchmark for how car dealing and car buying and car selling really should be.
Friends, if you're in the market for a pre-owned car, truck, or SUV, get an honest car buy from the Honest Car Guy. You pay what we pay, plus an honest fee, and we back that up by giving you the bill of sale. That's our transparency guarantee. Call 844-SHOW-ME-1. That's 844-SHOW-ME, the number 1, or visit honestcarguy.com.
Purple Wave Auction Box.
Hey there, folks. If you're buying or selling equipment, ride the wave.
Ride the wave. Purple Wave Auction makes it easy to sell.
Easy to buy. Construction, ag, fleet, and government equipment. All no reserve. All online.
All online.
Cruise on over to purplewave.com and get in the groove today.
Purplewave.com.
Got a nice harmony there in that little commercial bit. Uh-oh, look out, it's the Sex Pistols. They got in trouble on this day in 78. 1978. The BBC announced a ban on the Sex Pistols' latest single, No One Is Innocent. It featured vocals by a guy named Ronnie Biggs. You may know that name if you're an historian type guy. Ronnie Biggs was a British criminal notorious for his part in the Great Train Robbery of 1963. And he was singing on the song No One Is Innocent with the Sex Pistols in 1978. Biggs was living in Brazil and was still wanted by British authorities, but immune from extradition. So the BBC said, well, that's not, we shouldn't be playing him. So they banned it. Anyway, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder, how's it going? Our birthday list includes Louise Mandrell, 72, the famous Louise sisters. And then they said, well, we probably ought to call it the Mandrell sisters since there's only one girl named Louise. It'd be kind of silly to, And now...
Did you have anything about Randolph Mantooth?
I saw that. He also died, and it was a couple of days ago, so we missed out on being... he was an Emergency, was it? The TV series Emergency?
Him and Kevin Teague were the two Emergency guys.
Yeah.
That show, I read something amazing. When that show premiered back, was in the 70s?
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, I'm sure it was.
There were only 12 paramedic units in all of North America. 10 years later, more than half of all Americans were within 10 minutes of a paramedic rescue or ambulance unit because of that show.
That's unbelievable.
Yeah. Everybody wanted one. They saw that show and they said, why don't we have something like that?
But they must have had, I'm trying to remember when I was...
There was a 911 and stuff when we were young. I mean, that showed up.
But
later.
I guess it was just police or firemen. There was no specifically trained paramedic rescue type people.
Right.
Wow, that's unbelievable.
Trucks.
10 in the whole freaking country?
12 in all of North America when that show went on the air, Emergency.
And Mantooth, what was his first name?
Randolph
Mantooth. He just passed away, and I forgot the age. Do you have it there in front of you?
80. He was 80 years old, and he was a good actor. He was interesting. What show did it spin off of?
I think I read. I forgot. I think I read this and I forgot.
One Adam 12. See the man.
Adam 12. And one Adam 12. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. And then of course you had the Angie Dickinson cop show, and there was a bunch of them that popped up around that time.
These were the Dragnet and the One Adam 12 and Emergency was all from Jack Webb.
Jack Webb Productions. Yeah, Quentin Martin Production and Jack Webb guys. Yeah,
they did a cool thing out there, the fire thing, because the fire station's still there. It's on a different number, and they did the final. What do they do? The final call or the?
What do they call that? Yeah, the call out or the whatever. Yeah. Cool. Let's see. On this day in history, 1985, a pair of concerts held in Philadelphia and London attract 1.5 billion TV viewers and raise $120 million. Flounder, if you will, this day, 1985. And by the way, I love this music. I should have Flounder put this on my magic music stick. I love this song. I can listen to this, the whole thing right now. Bob Geldof did it, and Midge Ure, to provide relief for the 1983 to 85 Ethiopian famine. Live Aid was a follow-up to the previous year's charity jingle single, Do They Know It's Christmas? Geldof also did that one, Brainchild. The world. I love the harmony. Boom, bum, bum. Feed the world. Live Aid, 1985. Anyway. Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder, 404-741-1230, 741-1230. Flounder found this. I mean, this freaking figures. We're talking about politics and just in doing everything. And again, I don't know what the end is. I don't see a political candidate on the Democrat side who, if successful in the election, would do anything to bring the country together. The only thing I see about any winning Democrat in Congress and for the presidency and who's ever out there would be a disaster for the future and the culture of America. And so I don't see I don't see a happy ending for what's going on in our country right now. And in light of that, here CNBC has now ranked what they're calling, they have a list right in front of me here, called America's 10 Worst States to Live in This Year. They looked at all 50 states with factors including healthcare, safety, economy, childcare, environment, worker protections, and quality of life. The worst states to live in, according to CNBC, Now, CNBC, that's the CNN business people, isn't it? Or NBC's business. What the hell is CNBC? Who owns that? What's it?
NBC?
Yeah, it's an NBC thing. Okay, but is that their business?
It was their business. I don't know what it is.
Yeah,
now.
I'm not. That's what it used to be. I don't even know right now. But obviously, the CNBC. So you know where they're coming from. Here are the worst states to live in this year. Worst states this year: Tennessee. Worst overall state, number 1, Tennessee. Crime, drug deaths, worker protection. Number 2, Texas. Oh, it's got great state for business, but it's near the bottom for quality of life. Yeah, living in Texas is just horrible. Number 2, still worst state in America to live in is the quality of life in Texas.
Everybody's moving there.
Yeah. Indiana, once again, low scores for child care availability in Indiana. Number 4, worst state to live in, Louisiana. Challenges health care, crime. Well, that makes a lot of sense. However, their governor is a Republican, and their senators are Republicans. So, but the quality of life, despite that,
But they're still with Louisiana.
They're still Louisiana, yeah. Number 5, worst state to live in, Georgia. Healthcare is terrible. God. Safety, quality of life. Number 6, worst state, Alabama. Weakness in education, healthcare. Missouri, number 7. Low rankings in health and safety. Number 8, Utah. Despite economic strength, again, like most of these have an economic strength, but they have a criticism for quality of life in Utah. Oklahoma, once again, healthcare and environmental factors. And the number 10 worst state is Arkansas. If you'll notice something, every one of these states has a Republican governor. And that's the 10 worst states to live in.
Now let's go to page number 2.
And now, Flounder, I've got this. Page number 2. Here's the real top 10. Here are the states, worst states based on Americans picking up and moving. The states where people are moving the most to get the hell out of. Number 1, or actually, we'll start from the bottom to go to the top. Minnesota, Democrat state. Number 2, Pennsylvania. Democrat state. Number 3, Hawaii, Democrat state. These are states losing the most Americans. Lost 67,000 people in a year, 164,000 internationally. Michigan, 67,000. Maryland, 120,000. Louisiana, 130,000. Massachusetts, 162,000. New Jersey, including international, it's more like 400,000. Illinois, 418 locally and 278 international leaving. New York, another Democrat, 966,000 people leaving. And California, 1.5 million, and that's just the domestic people. And also, there's a study out today. In New York has lost $11 billion in tax revenue in 1 year from people moving. New York, the percentage of millionaires in America, if you break it in by state, if you ask them how many millionaires are in each state, 13% of all the millionaires in America, 13% lived in New York. Not anymore. It went from 13% of all the millionaires down to 8% of all the millionaires because they're fleeing. It's the worst decline of any state in America. And, of course, they have that New York Mayor Commie. I mean, things are. I mean, the only hope is that America, the basic, just regular people, are realizing this is not the right way to go. I hope.
No, they won't. They're stupid.
I'm afraid that we're in this morass where everything is just going along. I don't know.
Apathy.
Yeah. I think we're lazy and spoiled, and we're going along, and we complain about things, but we're not doing anything to change it. That's why our elections are only 40% turnout,
if that.
25% for a runoff for primaries. I mean, it's unbelievable. It should be 95%. It should be that you're sick and you couldn't get out of bed, and then you use an absentee. There's no. It's just really, it's shameful. The only reason we have a country is so we could vote on our own future. The reason we left England to have our own country is so we could decide, instead of the king deciding how we live, we could decide how we live. We wanted to vote. We wanted to make our own self-determination by voting how we want to live. Voting. That's the reason. And we've all, we can't go vote. I got stuff to do. And here's another example.
I got posts to make.
I got to check Facebook. I got to be on there for an hour. And speaking of things like sanctuary cities and states like Oregon. And whatever happened to Oregon? Oregon was the Wild West. Oregon was one of the final bastions of, trees and wilderness and
rugged individualism.
Yeah, exactly. The pioneer spirit in Oregon. Oh, my God. Portland? Did you hear what happened in Portland? Portland, over the weekend, in the late afternoon, a naked man was running around a waterfront park filled with families trying to punch people in the head. A naked man punching people in the head. Police got called, and the police said, well, all our officers are busy responding to other calls, and we're not available to help you at this time. A naked man at a family park in Portland, Oregon, beating people in the head. 12 minutes later, another caller called the cops and said, this naked guy who's been beating people in the head, he just grabbed a young girl to try to kidnap her. And so that's when the police showed up. Oh, he's kidnapping a 7-year-old girl? Well, okay, we'll get somebody over there. They found the nude guy swimming in the river nearby. A 31-year-old man charged with first and second-degree kidnapping, assault. The 7-year-old girl wasn't badly hurt. He had grabbed her arm and tried to pull her away from her mother, and the father stepped in with some other people and tried to stop him, finally shook him loose. And the girl got lifted off the ground. She was being yanked one way and the other. The guy, the father, it says here, punched and slapped him and pulled the guy away. I'd have killed him. I'd have snapped his freaking neck like a chicken
he'd be
bone.
In that river. Yeah.
Oh, my God. I'd be holding him down in the river.
Yeah, he'd be dead.
One bystander had pepper spray to get the guy away from the other people, but that's when the cops showed up. But they didn't show up until he was kidnapping a little girl, a naked man, punching people in the head. Oh, we don't have any. And the reason is they didn't have any cops. Portland, Oregon, defunding the police, police leaving. They're all
nobody wants to go there.
And nobody wants to be a police officer in Portland, Oregon.
Nope.
And this is an example of exactly what that sanctuary city and the leftist commie attitude in this country has left to. A 7-year-old girl had to be stopped by family people from a naked man who was punching people in the head, and the cops wouldn't come out and talk to him or do anything about it. Here we are. This America, modern day America.
In a group, you shouldn't need the cops for such a situation.
I'm surprised he's able to still, breathing and stuff. Anyway, all right, 4:31. It's not the same world, that's for sure. Kim Rapine Founder, how you doing? Happy Monday. Join us if you like. If you feel like, you don't have, whatever,
You can stream Atlanta's only conservative news and talk station while you work at extra1063.com. Get the latest from the Morning Extra, The Kimmer Show, and Neil Boortz, and stay connected at the office. That's xtra1063.com.
Well, we got this iffy weather, hot and cold, and then stormy, and Stovall and Company, your third-generation wholesale landscaping supply folks, are ready to help you get that landscaping done, you builders and contractors. They have 11 locations. Latest one up there in Canton. And by the way, if you call and say, I need something right now, job site on-time delivery, it's probably on the way. They got the name on the door, the Stovall Company, Paul and the boys, Tripp and Devin, known for their plants and trees and shrubs and flowers and, the irrigation systems and sprinkler systems. And if you need some concrete foundations for a fireplace or kitchen by the pool, they got that too. And it's something real special and you don't know where to get it, they know, they'll tell you. StovallInc.com.
All right, I'll say what you're thinking. Christmas in July? Yeah, it doesn't make sense, but neither does this. Because this isn't a clearance rack. It's our Solomon Brothers collection. Diamond essentials, tennis bracelets, earrings, everyday pieces done the right way. And for a limited time, all of it 31% off. So don't analyze it. Don't wait. Just come in. Solomon Brothers Christmas in July sale. 31% off everything.
You've run your ancient garage door into the ground. It's time to move new garage door to the top of your to-do list. I'm Dan Watkins, owner of all Four Seasons Garage, Entry Doors, and Windows. Did you know garage doors are the #1 home upgrade for return on investment? Up to 264% ROI. That's real value you can see. And choose from a huge selection of styles, colors, and custom features. When trust matters, trust us. All the #4 SeasonsGarages.com.
America! Chuck, yeah! Chuck and Shack Oyster Bar is celebrating the red, white, and blues all summer long with our America 250 summer menu. We're talking Cyclone char-grilled oysters, Route 66 smash burgers, crab meat boardwalk fries, and USA-inspired cocktails. Raise a glass and cheers to 250 years of the US of A at Chuck and Shack Oyster Bar. Locally owned in downtown Alpharetta and Cumming, across from the Collection. Find your location and details at theshuckandshack.com.
As America celebrates its 250th anniversary, this milestone is also a time to reflect on the enduring relationship between the U.S. and Israel, our greatest ally. President John F. Kennedy once said, "Israel is not created in order to disappear. Israel will endure and flourish." These words captured the spirit of a young democracy determined to survive. Two nations, thousands of miles apart, yet united by a shared value of democracy, faith, freedom, and resilience. That's flagpinifcj.org. As America celebrates 250 years of independence, the International Fellowship of Christians and Jews turns to God in prayer, asking that his wisdom will guide elected officials and lead America and Israel to moral clarity and national unity. Sign up and receive a free U.S.-Israel flag pin when you go online to flagpinifcj.org. That's flagpinifcj.org.
Oh, no, seriously.
Welcome to the Kimmer Show halftime update. Let's
when
check in with Pete and the scoreboard.
Stories early in the morning, try to get them all
stories
figured out
covered.
because then the people wouldn't be able to, do anything.
All right, 14 times you woke the flounder up this morning.
It's important to get everything ready,
He was trying to recuperate from his big run over the weekend.
Well, he had the whole wife thing going there,
You've done 6
stores. Not too shabby. A little, not quite mediocre, but
need to pick up the pace.
I'm going to pick up the pace.
I want to hear the Rolling Stones sex story.
Oh, by God, it's a good one, too.
Yeah, why are you hiding it, then? I want to hear about the granddad who flew Air Bison this weekend.
Did you see that video? That would have been me. Hold everything. We got phone call and setting the Kimmer straight here on 106.3. Hi, is this Krista?
It is, Kimmer. Hey, how are you?
We're doing great, sweetie. How are you doing, Krista? What's going to help us out
great.
here? Help me out.
I love coming home listening to you guys every day. Y'all make my day.
Well, aren't you sweet? Thank you. What's up?
Well, I just wanted to tell you that you got the story wrong on Lindsey Graham.
Yeah, I know.
Lindsey adopted his sister after his mom and dad died.
Yeah.
So he raised her as his own.
Yeah. In fact, our little friend Gretchen also just texted me. Lindsey and Darlene grew up in South Carolina. Their parents had a small pool room and liquor store called the Sanitary Cafe. The family of 4 lived in a single room directly behind the bar. In 1976, their mother, Millie, passed away from Hodgkin's lymphoma. 15 months later, their father died of a heart attack. Lindsey Graham was a 21-year-old student at the University of South Carolina. He was left responsible for his 13-year-old sister. He managed a family pool hall on weekends to keep the family afloat and relied on an aunt and uncle to help provide a stable environment for his sister. And I got it backwards. He helped raise her, and she's now been appointed to fill in temporarily for his seat. Although
I know, I heard that coming home on your show. So, but anyway, I just wanted to call and tell you that because that's a really cool story.
It is a great story. Thank you, Krista. Have a great day.
You're welcome. You guys too. Thank you.
You're very sweet. Thank you so much. Have a great day. Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. 404-741-1230, 741-1230. In fact, you know what? I'm going to do that story you were calling for about the rolling thing with the thing there. Let's see. Birthday list includes Ken. Is it Jeong or Jeong? The actor Ken Jeong or Ken Jeong, who was in Community and Hangover movies and Dr. Ken. I don't know how it's pronounced. Is it Ken Jeong or Ken Jeong?
I think it's Ken Jeong.
Ken Jeong. Ken Jeong is 57. He's actually a doctor. He went to Duke Medical School. He's a doctor. The actor. What the hell is that?
All right, we're going to get a call from somebody.
Not sure what you said.
Maybe calling him inscrutable any minute now.
Apparently so. All right, hold on a second, and let's do a little. And I got to do a different history. I don't know. I got to get to the wrong part of my phone here. Let's do this. Here we go. On this day in 1990, the romantic thriller Ghost, with it used to be Demi Moore, Patrick Swayze, and Whoopi Goldberg, opens in theaters. Woman who communicates with her murdered boyfriend through a psychic. Post office hit, multiple Academy Award nominations, Best Picture and Best Screenplay. Whoopi Goldberg, who played the psychic, won an Oscar for Best Supporting Actress. The three stars all rose to prominence in the 80s. Patrick Swayze, The Outsiders, Red Dawn, Dirty Dancing. After Ghost, Point Break, City of Joy, To Wong Fu, Thanks for Everything, Julie Newmar. Swayze had
Newmar.
Julie Newmar. I said Newman here. It's Julie Newmar, right? The one who plays Catwoman. Yeah. Big Catwoman girl. Swayze got pancreatic cancer and died at the age of 57 in 2009. Demi Moore, The Breakfast Club, St. Elmo's Fire, A Few Good Men, Indecent Proposal, Striptease, G.I. Jane. Anyway, so she was married to Bruce Willis for a while, and she has 3 daughters with him. And now Bruce Willis is still alive, but he's really doing badly, I think, right? Isn't that a terrible kind of dementia, which I don't think is very, very common. I think it's a very, very rare form of it. It's not exactly senile dementia, but it's messed him up pretty bad. All right, 440. Oh, here we go. Hold on. Let's do that. Firstly, if you haven't seen the video, you should Google it. It really is. I mean, it looks like a movie. I mean, I don't know how the guy not only survived, he was laughing about it. A grandfather taking his grandson for a little tour of the Yellowstone National Park and a section of it in Wyoming. His name is Carl Ison McDaniel, and he was near Yellowstone Lake in the southeast part of the park, traveling with his grandson. The video shows a couple of pickup trucks going through, and you see this big, huge buffalo rolling in the dust and rolling himself off, and he's getting kind of crazy, and all of a sudden he jumps up, and it's mating season, and the buffalo apparently had already menaced several groups of visitors, including a small group of teenage boys who quickly scattered when the bison charged. The Shutterbug was taking pictures of this whole thing, and he told authorities later he saw the buffalo was chasing all these kids around. The buffalo took a moment to rest in the dirt. He was flopping back and forth, and still covered in dust and things like that, kicking like a rodeo horse, very agitated. A pickup truck drove by, and McDaniel and his grandson stopped to take pictures of the bison, having no idea he was all freaked out about something. The bison stopped rolling, looked in the direction of those guys, and charged. The grandfather said, "Let's get out of here. I don't like this." Another pickup truck drove by trying to capture the attention of the bison, but it didn't work. He turned his attention. He chased the grandfather and the kid around a tree, around a grove of trees, and then the kid got away, but the grandfather tried to outrun him, and the bison just came up behind him, hooked him with his left horn, and flipped him head over heels in the air 8 feet high. Literally like a rag doll. Another guy taking pictures said, "I ran at the bison, pumping my arms up and down, yelling and screaming. Other park visitors tried to do the same thing, and eventually the buffalo bison took off." But again, if you haven't seen the video, I mean, and the grandfather was laughing about it. He said, he was in a lot of pain, but his leg was all screwed up, but he was basically conscious the whole time. He suffered many broken bones, but he was in good spirits, joking around. They didn't do anything. They were just standing there, and they were in the wrong place at the wrong time. And the advisories say keep at least, like 75 or 100 feet away from buffalo. There, you never know. But again, it's mating season out there in these national parks with all these bison. And by the way, can we still call them buffalo? I only know them as buffalo.
Well,
I think officially
really
they're bison. But I don't know what the difference is.
A water buffalo is something in Africa and Asia.
Well, I know what a water buffalo is, but a buffalo is
bisons in North America and a little bit of Europe.
Yeah. Well, I know, but I don't know why they did this thing there. All right, hold on a minute. Let's do this. Where's my damn... Oh, here we go. Rolling Stones. All right, there's a new book out. There's a new book out called The Rolling Stones, a biography by Bob Spitz. And he chronicles the decades-long career of the Rolling Stones. He said that the Mick Jagger, Keith Richards in particular, and the bandmates were very excessive in their behavior in arenas and after their concerts and so forth. And one day they got together at one point, he said, older men, when they were older, Bill Wyman, Keith Richards, and Mick Jagger deciding how many women they had slept with over the years, if they could come up with a number. Bill Wyman said he stopped counting at 1,800. Bill Wyman kept a journal with the name of every woman he spent the night with.
Wow.
Can you imagine the forethought to do that? Every single woman he slept with, 1,800 he stopped counting. Mick Jagger said his total's in the hundreds. Keith Richards, when he was asked how many women he had slept with, Keith Richards said 4. Keith Richards was the baddest of the bad boys, turned out to be the most romantic of the Stones in this promiscuous band. The tally challenged the rock long-running assumption that band's most notorious outlaw was its biggest womanizer, just the opposite.
Yeah. You don't remember hearing stories about Keith. Keith
Richards.
He was always with a woman.
He was with Anita.
Drugs.
He was with Anita Pallenberg, his wife Patty. He said drugs and music dominated his life far more than women. Keith Richards said Bill Wyman was the unrivaled hound. Bill Wyman had a saying in the band that he couldn't go to sleep alone. Every night he scouted the most beautiful young women standing closest to the stage. He'd point out one or two, and the roadies would invite him backstage. That's how he did it every night at every concert. Bill was the oldest Rolling Stone. He was married and said he's just letting loose. Now, Bill Wyman married his first wife, his second wife, Mandy, when he was 52 and she was 18. They met when she was 13 and he was 48. Mick Jagger thought it was revolting. The rest of the group read Wyman the Riot Act about that. Oh, one more quick thing. Keith Richards slept with Pallenberg, and Pallenberg slept with Jagger. Marianne Faithfull slept with Brian Jones and Richards and Jagger, who also slept with Pat Andrews, Jones's girlfriend. Jagger proposed to Marianne Faithfull in 1968, but she said no. Marianne Faithfull said that Keith Richards was the most romantic man. The one night she spent with Keith Richards was the most romantic night of Marianne Faithfull's life. Who would have thunk that? That Keith Richards had 4 women in his life that he intimately cared about. Wow. Kimmer Pete Flounder, how's it going? 404-741-1230. 404-741-1230 on 106.3. Happy Monday. It's not raining down here. Pete Davis, anything to do in the mountains of Macon? Storm pass?
No rain.
Outstanding.
No.
All right, look out. Here we go. How's your Monday? Here we go.
The Morning Extra, Neil Bortz, and The Kimmer Show are all online for you anytime at thepodcastpark.com. Plus all of Extra's exclusive podcasts like Ben Burnett, Janelle King, and so much more. All at thepodcastpark.com. Presented by Associated Credit Union.
When you're looking for a luxury vehicle, make Jim Ellis Cadillac your first stop.
At Jim Ellis Cadillac, you'll find a premium selection of Cadillac models, including the iconic Escalade, the sophisticated XT5, the athletic CT5, and the all-electric Lyriq.
At Jim Ellis Cadillac, the experience is just as impressive as the vehicles. Our team is committed to providing exceptional customer service with a professional, no-pressure approach that makes shopping easy and enjoyable.
And the Jim Ellis Expressway makes shopping even more convenient. You can browse inventory, value your trade, explore payment options, and complete much of your purchase online, all from the comfort of home.
So whether you prefer to shop online or visit in person, Jim Ellis Cadillac's ready to help you find the Cadillac that fits your lifestyle. Visit JimEllisCadillac.com or stop by Jim Ellis Cadillac on Peachtree Boulevard, just inside the perimeter. Jim Ellis Cadillac, where you can always expect the best.
Jim Ellis, expect the best.
Hey, it's Front Office Lowe's for Howard Brothers and Steel. Summer doesn't wait, and neither do the projects around your home. From trimming and cleanup to tackling overgrown spaces, Steel Power Equipment helps you get more done while spending less time in the heat. Built for performance and reliability, Steel is ready to keep up with whatever work comes your way. Find the right Steel equipment at Howard Brothers and spend more time enjoying summer. The grass is always greener when you take care of it with Steel and Howard Brothers.
Hey, this is John Flading. I'm the president and owner of ATL Turf Co. We are a family-owned, operated, independent local company. We have over 15 years of artificial grass design, installation, and sales experience. From premium artificial lawns and backyards, custom putting greens, sports fields, hardscape, drainage, we do both residential and commercial. If you can dream it, we can build it. Just go to atlturfco.com to schedule an appointment.
Hello, folks. This is your captain speaking. As we prepare to take off, I'd like you to draw your attention to the dimmed lights, lit candles, and soothing sounds of smooth jazz. We'll be making love shortly and taking off in just a moment. Please fasten your seatbelts and enjoy the ride. And this is your captain speaking again. As you can see, we're experiencing engine failure. Looks like we're not going to get this bird off the ground tonight.
Sound like your sex life? Did you know that 50% of men over 50 struggle with some form of ED? If you're struggling with ED, we understand the feelings of embarrassment, stress, and sadness. But there is help. You need Dr. Deal and Total Body Therapy of Georgia. They specialize in treatments like the P-Shot, testosterone replacement, regenerative therapy, and Trimix. Schedule your appointment today. Call 404-777-1911 and learn more online at tbtofga.com.
Hi, I'm Tom Stratton from Tom and Jerry's Roofing, a 10-year veteran of the U.S. Army. When my best friend Jerry and I opened Tom and Jerry's Roofing, we wanted our company to be an outlet for good. So with every roof we do, a portion goes to various veteran services and charities. Tom and Jerry's Roofing is passionate about giving you the best service and quality work possible, and that work turning into service for our heroes. So if you need a new roof or a repair, call us. We're Tom and Jerry's Roofing, where every roof helps veterans. TomandJerry'sRoofing.com.
In the U.S., there's a break-in every 26 seconds, a crazy stat. But when intruders step near, SimpliSafe Home Security steps up. Using the Outdoor Camera Series 2 and advanced AI alerts, SimpliSafe's U.S.-based live agents identify threats on your property and help deter them, stopping the crime before it starts. Because when it comes to your family's safety, the best break-in protection is prevention. SimpliSafe, they earn your business by keeping you safe and satisfied every day. And that's why they'll never lock you in with a long-term contract or cancellation fees. And it's why monitoring and deterrence plans start affordably at around $1 a day. It's no wonder that SimpliSafe has been named the best home security system by U.S. News and World Report for 6 years running, and America's best customer service in home security by Newsweek. Join the more than 6 million people who trust SimpliSafe to protect their homes and their families today. Right now, save 50% on your new SimpliSafe system at simplisafe.com/Beck. Half off at simplisafe.com/Beck. There is no safe like SimpliSafe.
Yeah, here we go now. Black Sabbath. In 1968, Black Sabbath played their first gig. It was at a small backstreet blues club in Birmingham, England. 1968, Black Sabbath. Man, groups like that scared the crap out of me when I was a young man. Let's see, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder, how you doing? Our birthday list includes Cheech Marin. Cheech is Richard, actually, first name. Richard Cheech Marin is 80 years old, Cheech and Chong legend. Cheech gets his name from chicharron, which is Spanish for pork rind. Okie dokie. Cheech Marin, of course, the caddy in Tin Cup, the film Up in Smoke, and famous for Lunch with the Kimmer at Pebble Beach.
Earache my eye. You got a buttache if you don't get out of bed.
Cheech Marin, 80 freaking years old. I had lunch next to him with Roger Staubach at Pebble Beach when I shot 77 from the tips at Pebble Beach. Da-da-da-da-da-da. Anyway, Cheech Marin, 80 years old. Wow, good for you. Let's see. How about a little... Daisy. Come on, get back to... Here we go. A little history thing. 1978 was on this day when the Ford Motor Company, Henry Ford, the chairman, fires Lee Iacocca. Lee Iacocca was fired by Ford. He started as an engineer in 1946, went into sales, and was great at it. By 1960, Iacocca was vice president and general manager of the Ford division. It was Lee Iacocca who championed the design and development of the Mustang. Put him on the cover of Time and Newsweek magazines on the same week in 1964. And, of course, the summer of 1964, the Ford Mustang, a blue convertible one, driven by my prep school buddy Pete, who went to Hotchkiss. We went to Canada, where the Kimmer found the girl saying, no to kiss, when I wanted to kiss a professional woman. Henry Ford named Iacocca president of Ford, but he didn't like his brash style. And so Henry Ford actually spent $1.5 million in company funds to investigate Lee Iacocca's private life. Henry Ford had a heart condition, knew that his retirement was approaching. He wanted his son Edsel to take over the company, and so he made Iacocca report to another Ford executive, and then Iacocca made an attempt to find support among the company's board of directors. When Henry Ford found out about it, that's all the excuse he needed, and he fired Iacocca, saying sometimes you just don't like somebody. Iacocca, of course, went on to be head of the Chrysler Corporation, that old K-car business. Remember those? If you can find a better car, buy it. Remember that? I mean, Lee Iacocca was great in those commercials. You could. They were all over the place, actually. Congress agreed to bail out Chrysler in a slumping economy, $1.5 billion. He got more fuel-efficient cars, had aggressive marketing, and they posted record profits of $2.4 billion by 1984. The Iacocca died in 2019. Anyway, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder, how's it going? 4:55. And the birthright citizenship may have some new life because of a senator named Jim Banks. He is going to introduce legislation today in Congress to end birthright citizenship for children of illegal immigrants and birth tourists by defining them as children of, quote, invaders. It'll be under a federal law after the Supreme Court ruled last month dealt a setback. Senate Republicans are trying to move on this now. The new Citizenship Act will declare that children of statutory invaders are not entitled to birthright citizenship under the law and codify an executive order that cites the term invaders in the summary. Any person who enters the United States without authorization or for the purpose of engaging in birth tourism is considered an invader, and amends the Immigration and Nationality Act to exclude children of invaders. Declaring illegal immigration across the southern border as an invasion, the bill notes that the decision leaves the avenue open for Congress to crack down by calling them invaders. And it sounds to me like it would work at least temporarily, and then somebody will appeal, and then it'll go to the Supreme Court, and I'll bet you this is the way to do it before you have to go to a constitutional amendment, which will be a disaster. That'll never happen. Anyway. Boom. 4:56. How's it going? Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. Happy Monday. Let's see. The Research Center, the media research people, have now told us what we knew all along. Apple News and Google News published 0 stories between November last year and this year about Plattner's Senate bid in Maine, the Nazi Jew hater, wife-beating type rapist guy. Apple News and Google News published 0 headlines. You know why? Because that was when this was from November. In late October last year, there was a poll that said, this guy Plattner is going to be the great candidate and Democrat to beat Maine's Republican senator. So once the poll came out showing that Plattner was going to probably win, Apple and Google shut down covering stories about his background. They covered for him from October last year until June. Yeah. Because he was the candidate to beat her. And then all of a sudden, when the rape thing came out, millions of smartphone users were denied the truth while Plattner was politically useful and finally allowed to see he was not who they thought he was. The platforms on tech platforms, Apple News and Google News, ran a protection racket for Graham Plattner, the one candidate who could beat Susan Collins. When he became a liability, suddenly the blackout on the news ended. I don't care if you're a Democrat or liberal. If you don't at least look at X or Twitter, you're not going to get half the news. Yeah. It's just it's irresponsible. It's un-American. And there's
Yeah,
no
it's
way to
communist.
fix it because the big boys running the stuff won't do it. They won't fix it. We have to do it on our own.
Well, our big boy has to buy Twitter.
Yeah,
That's the only reason.
Yeah, exactly. That's right. I thank God, by the way, when looking back on that now. Well, another Flounders Funny here before we adios at 5 o'clock news coming up here shortly on the old 106.3.
When I'm here, I'm always tempted to get a haircut. It's a very cool city. You know what I mean? Where you're like, oh, I'll get a cool haircut in a cool city, you know? And I went by Bishop's, right? I saw some signs on the windows. It was like
He's in Bend, Oregon.
LGBTQA owned. And I was like, tight. Female owned, tight. They have a Black Lives Matter sign, tight, right? I walk in, I'm sitting, and then a black person walked in, and they're like, hey, I just want to know, can you guys cut black people's hair? And they're like, no. Welcome to Portland, you know what I mean? They're like, your lives matter, but we don't cut the hair. We don't know. It's some kind of hidden knowledge we're not allowed to learn. It's wild that you can be a professional barber and there's just a whole race that you're like, nah, I can't do it.
And by the way, coming up, a Black Lives Matter update and historical note with Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder on here Monday afternoon, 404-741-1230, 741-1230. Top of the hour news check. Look out, 106.3.
The Morning Extra, Glenn Beck, Clay and Buck, and The Kimmer Show on WFOM and W292EV Marietta, a Dickey Broadcasting Station. Extra 106.3.
This is a Fox News alert. An interim replacement for Senator Lindsey Graham. I'm Lisa Brady.
Lindsey has always been there for me, and now I will be there for him.
Graham's younger sister, Darlene, just named by the South Carolina governor to serve out the rest of his term, which ends in January. Graham raised her after the untimely deaths of both of their parents when she was still a young teenager. During the announcement a short time ago, the now 62-year-old also offering this message to her brother.
I miss you more than I can even put into words, but I'm going to do this. I got it.
She says the past 2 days have been very difficult and that faith and an outpouring of shared memories have gotten the family through it.
Lindsey Graham understood the hopes, dreams, and needs of his state and delivered for his state every time.
Governor Henry McMaster calling the four-term senator irreplaceable just before naming Darlene Graham Nordone, now set to become the first woman to represent South Carolina in the U.S. Senate. A special election is expected next month to pick a new Republican nominee in the November election for that seat. After a weekend of U.S. strikes and more Iran counterattacks, each side claiming control over the Strait of Hormuz. President Trump telling Fox,
"We're going to keep the strait, and we'll probably run it. We'll become the guardian of the strait. Maybe we'll call it the guardian angel of the strait. And we should be reimbursed for that."
Also reimposing a U.S. naval blockade of Iranian ports.
The strikes over the past 24 hours targeted air defense systems, coastal radar sites, missile and drone capabilities around the strait. They don't seem like they're going to end anytime soon. Military experts say the president is fed up and not buying the lies from Iran anymore.
Fox Business's Edward Lawrence at the White House. President Trump plans to address the nation Thursday night at 9 p.m. Eastern. America is listening to Fox News.
Our founders believed that freedom wasn't just a word, it was a way of life. The freedom to move forward, the freedom to pursue what matters most, the freedom to live fully. But pain has a way of taking those freedoms away. That's why Relief Factor exists and why I endorse it. I've seen how many in this audience have regained their freedom and they're back to living life on their own terms. Relief Factor, it's 100% drug-free. It's a research-based supplement designed to help support a healthy inflammatory response, addressing pain at its source, not just covering it up. Over 1 million Americans have found relief and reclaimed parts of their life they thought were behind them. So this year, as we celebrate 250 years of freedom, ask yourself a simple question. Are you living with the freedom you deserve? Relief Factor. They give you the opportunity to live pain-free and to get back to the life you love. To commemorate our country's birth, they are offering a special patriotic price, just $17.76. So you can celebrate your freedom from pain. Your $17.76 3-week quick start is ready for you right now. ReliefFactor.com, 800-4-RELIEF. 800, the number 4, RELIEF.
Get it together, ladies. Left shoulder. Randall Blake. Ready on your dog park. Hey! Road guards out. Look out. It's only me. It's only the Kimmer with Pete Davis in the mountains of Macon and Flounder at the controls, a mechanical mangler. 1063. How's it going? 404-741-1230. Yes, sir.
I forgot to tell you, I rescued a cat this weekend.
Oh, no kidding. I'm a huge cat fan. I put videos up of me and those barn cats all the time. Every day I put a thing. Yes, sir. What'd you do? Tell us the story.
I was driving up the driveway. It's a really long dirt gravel driveway, and I see something thrashing around. And it was hot that day. We're talking Saturday, so it was going to be hot.
Yeah, 90s.
And this black and white thing is thrashing around with a glint of silver. And as I get closer, I realize it's a cat with a tin can on its head.
Oh, my God. Oh, man. It's like a squirrel at the park or something you see once in a while.
Right.
Oh, man.
So I get out of the car, and of course, the little crapper, as soon as he hears me, he starts jumping down in the red bug-filled high grass.
Yeah.
I had to jump down in there and grab him, bring him back up to the road, and that was wedged so tight. I'm thinking, there's no way I'm going to get this. I'm going to have to take him back to the house. He's dirty. He's disgusting. I'm going to have to cut this damn can off of him.
Was he thrashing around? Was he clawing? I can't imagine he wasn't.
No, he calmed down as soon as I got hold of him and held him and petted him. He slowed down.
Wow,
but he was not happy.
Yeah, well,
but it took about 5 minutes to get that to keep doing.
Did you have to like twist his head in to get on the thing? Oh God!
And I had to squeeze the can both ways to try and get it to loosen up and everything. I didn't think I was going to. I thought I was going to have to cut it. And then all of a sudden, his head pops out, and then of course he takes off. He doesn't know what's going on at that point. But he would have either suffocated or died of heat stroke within an hour because it was getting really hot. It was around noon.
What was it? A food can? He was obviously looking for food, I assume. Campbell's beans or something.
Old Roy cat food or something.
Oh
like
my
that. And
God!
he was way down for where he lived too. So he had obviously been thrashing around with that can.
Have
for
you
a
seen?
while.
You know the cat?
Him and a couple other cats live up the top of the hill.
I'll be darned. Yeah, I take videos every weekend, and I take plenty of videos of there are a couple of barn cats who are, when I call them, I'll be around the corner where they can't see me, but I'll start kitty cats, call Ollie and Free, they come bounding down the stairs, come over for that.
I was actually a double hero Saturday. That morning I saved a cat, and that evening I killed a cockroach as big as a rat while everybody else was screaming and running around.
Wow, I like it. Yeah, cockroaches are not. In fact, are they good for anything?
We were discussing that. There's absolutely no redeeming feature of a cockroach.
Yeah, there's no sense in having them.
It was that long.
Yeah,
it was massive.
In fact, the other day when we were just talking about all these alligator attacks down in Florida. Again, every body of water in Florida has alligators in it. Pool, pond, canals. I mean, trust me. And I'm wondering to myself, is there a good reason to have alligators at all? Do they do anything for the environment?
Yeah, we need alligators but we don't need this
for
many
what?
Alligators.
But what do we need alligators for? Prevent us from getting snakes? Of what food are they preventing from hurting us? And what good do they do?
You just let the pythons take over?
Well, do alligators eat pythons?
I imagine they try.
I'll bet they don't. But
there's got to be a reason for alligators. We don't need
too many
mosquitoes or tsetse flies.
Yeah.
We don't need. To me, we don't need poisonous snakes.
That's another thing. That's why, those long, skinny black snakes you may see, they're like 5 feet long and look like a little black roll. Those are good snakes. Those snakes eat bad snakes. Don't mess with those long, black, skinny ones. They're fine.
We have plenty of non-poisonous snakes that can take care of the rats and the mice and stuff like that. We don't need venomous snakes.
We should get rid of all of them. Absolutely.
I agree.
Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. 404.
I'm running when I run. Yeah. That's my platform. I'm going to kill all the poisonous snakes.
Well, you got my support right there. 404-741-1230. Ooh. A couple things. We got holy crap of sport. Oh, hold on. Phone calls take priority.
Sam is on the horn. He wants to talk about Lindsey Graham.
Sam, welcome aboard, sir, and nice to have you with us. What do you think?
Thanks. Yeah, I wanted to talk about Senator Graham. I think to get an accurate picture of Senator Graham, it's worthwhile going through some of his quotes from 2015 about President Trump, like when he called him a xenophobe, when he called him a despicable human being.
Yeah, before he changed his mind. Yeah, that's when he called. In fact, remember the time when he called Trump and apologized for talking about the January 6th thing, and he called back and said, God, did I say that? And they became good friends because Lindsey realized that Donald Trump was the only way to get out of the mess by the Democrats. Hey, thanks for the reminders, though. Appreciate it. You know, it figures. It's like Margaret Cho. That guy right there is like Margaret freaking Cho. Margaret Cho, the failed former comedian, was laughing about Lindsey Graham and saying Donald Trump is next. You know, all you liberals are going to say, oh, Lindsey Graham hated Donald Trump. He said he was a bum and he was a January 6th insurrected, da. Well, a lot of people said that, and a lot of people were wrong. The people in charge of January 6th include Christopher Wray and Jim Comey and guys like that. You know, allow that to happen, set it up. They did a whole thing with the Russian laptop business, and I mean, you know all the background of those people. So they got, you know, Lindsey Graham died, so they're going to call up and try to make a thing about him attacking Donald Trump as the tribute to the late Lindsey Graham. You know, let the man rest in peace, for God's sakes.
What just shows Republicans debate and have arguments and, you know, basically go at each other if they don't agree with each other. We don't sit around in a circle jerk like the Democrats do and touch each other and get down on our knees and do other things because they're another fellow Democrat.
Yeah, and it wasn't Lindsey Graham or any Republican tried to kill the President of the United States either, by the way. I mean, you're killing me here. You know, well, that's what they do. That's what these people do. These Democrats, they can't show respect. And I didn't know much about Lindsey Graham. I mean, he was a warmonger type guy, and I thought it was a little funny. But I
didn't agree with him a lot of the time. But you know what? That's the way it's supposed to work.
Yeah.
You're supposed to have a debate.
And he didn't give up his title. He didn't do it. You know, he was a Republican, and he did the right thing. He expressed his opinions as he should, and if there are disagreements, there are disagreements. But he didn't try to shoot anybody. Nope. You know, he didn't go out running his freaking car into ICE agents like all the leftist Democrat violent haters
who get everything that they deserve by doing so.
Exactly. Anyway, by the way, we got the sports thing coming up, and we'll talk about that blonde bully guy from Norway.
We'll talk about him some point.
I will do at some point. Also, a couple things I forgot to mention. Another Friday night. I love Friday nights because when I get home, I don't start working on birthdays in history. I look at what's on TV. The Braves were on TV Friday night. I said, oh great. So I went to 1254 on the Comcast thing, where the Braves channel. Oh, they're not there. I went to 804, which is Fox TV. Fox was covering the game. No, it's not there. I went to ESPN. No, they're not covering it there. I went to Braves like 878 on Comcast. They're not covering it there. And so I grokked. I said, hey, Grok, are the Atlanta Braves playing on TV tonight, Friday night here? She says, oh, yes, they're playing. Oh, it's wonderful. And everybody is so happy they're on Apple TV Plus. So everybody has to get Apple TV. Now, wait a minute. So I thought the reason we had Braves TV was so we could get all the freaking games. What do you mean Apple
Not
TV
Friday
Plus?
Nights.
Who put the fixin' on that one?
Kimmer, this season has gone on for more than half a season now. Every Friday night.
I know, but it's right and it's wrong. Why should I be deprived of watching a freaking ball game of my hometown team? There's a million networks that. Oh, that's right. Actually, I should get some more apps. I just need to get a few more apps. Yeah, I have Apple. I got it right over here. Here it is right here. Let me show it to you. Yeah, there it is.
You know what? Another reason you should get Netflix?
Yeah.
This just came out not too long ago. This Hulk Hogan documentary. There's 4
I've
episodes.
heard about it. Yeah, I've heard about it.
Fascinating.
Yeah, I've heard of it. It's
fascinating.
I've heard it good. You know what else is fascinating? I did actually, one of the things I did was watch a little TV, and I didn't see the whole thing, but I taped and started watching the movie Bullet. Steve McQueen, they were doing a Steve McQueen series on the Bullet. How hysterical is this? In the movie Bullet, and near the end, when they're going to the airport to try to catch the bad guy, when they show the scenes of people getting on the plane, one of the guys getting on the plane, going through the gate, they take his ticket, and he's at the gate going onto the plane, smoking a cigarette. He's actually smoking it while he's getting on the plane. I don't mean you wait till they get in the back of the plane. I mean, he's smoking it as he's boarding the plane. And then when they get on the plane looking for the bad guy realizes they're after him, so he reaches into his belt and pulls out a gun. He got on the plane with a gun in his belt. Holy crap. And this is 1968. 1968 bullet, smoking while you're getting in line and getting on the plane, and carry your gun in your belt, if you will. Oh, my God.
It used to be called freedom.
I mean, man, I started laughing. I mean, I couldn't believe it. 1968. Wow. Have things changed? I hold everything. We'll get this Norwegian guy straightened out here and the latest on that soccer business with Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. And a happy Monday afternoon. A beautiful day in the neighborhood now that the thunderstorms have stopped and the plants blowing around my deck. Anyway, look out. 106.3. How you doing? Here we go.
Get the latest breaking news and insight from the biggest conservative voices in the South when you follow Extra 106.3 across all your social media platforms. Find us on Facebook, X, Instagram, and YouTube at Extra 106.3.
So you've been in your home maybe a really long time, built a lifetime of memories there, raised the family, got holidays and memories, maybe thinking about the next 20 years ahead. That's why you can trust Jeff Shea and the gang at Peach State Windows. I've worked with them first time like 25 years ago. For more than 50 years, Jeff's been helping Georgia homeowners improve the comfort and efficiency and value while preserving the character of your home. Whether it's, Marietta, East Cobb, Roswell, all those surrounding areas, the home's built to last. They need maybe a little upgrade once in a while to keep performing for decades to come. Well, here's the deal. How about this? 8 double-hung vinyl replacement windows installed for just $39.95. How about boosting your curb? I get too excited to speak. Your curb appeal with a fiberglass French entry door installed for only $69.85. Both options obviously improve the energy and efficiency, security, overall appearance, and they include a lifetime warranty plus 0% financing for 12 months. I'm too excited to speak. Peach State Windows, here's the number, 770-485-8011. Helping Georgia homes get ready for the next 20 years. PeachStateWindows.com.
The future of business in Georgia is bright, and Georgia Power is a driving force behind the businesses and organizations that are vital to the growth of the state. Just ask Mark O'Brien, President and CEO of Lake Point Sports, the premier travel and youth sports destination.
One of the things that Georgia Power really prides themselves on is being involved in the community, being service-oriented. And one thing that we've really collaborated with them on is their real-time pricing. And we work with them on whether it's really hot or really cold, particularly for the Champion Center, how we manage cost efficiency during those times. And so they've had programs in place that allow us to manage it to the best of our ability to reduce the cost when it's at its peak of most expensive energy.
To learn more about how Georgia Power is helping businesses big and small, visit GeorgiaPower.com and tune in all year to discover how they're powering the future of Georgia.
On the fence about a fence? Hi, this is Jared with Accent Fence. Make the right choice and call Accent Fence. Whether it's wood, aluminum, vinyl, composite, steel, or chain link, Accent Fence can build you the perfect fence for your home. And with no money down financing available, now is the time to get your new fence. Explore fence options and read all of our 5-star Google reviews at accentfence.net. Then call and set up your free in-home consultation at 770-995-7463. For a fence that lasts, visit accentfence.net.
What a season. The boys are giving us plenty to celebrate, but if you've celebrated a little too hard after a win and ended up in jail, you need A Second Chance bail bonds. We handle bonds from the stadium to the city, and in most cases, we can have you or your loved one out in a matter of hours. A Second Chance. It's better to know us and not need us than need us and not know us. Call A Second Chance 24/7 at 404-BAIL-OUT. That's 404-BAIL-OUT. Or online at atlbail.com.
Hey, this is Lowe's with David from Atlanta, who just purchased his new car with the Honest Car Guy, the new, fully transparent way to buy your next vehicle. David, tell us about your experience.
I had been looking for a vehicle for a couple months. The car buying process was a little challenging at first for me. I had some credit issues in the past, and I just happened to hear a familiar voice on the radio, and it happened to be the Honest Car Guy ad. I got in touch with Tom. Within 2, maybe 3 days, I had a vehicle being shipped here from from Orlando, Florida. I have already recommended him to family members, several friends, and I'll purchase a car from Tom when I make my next purchase for sure.
Friends, if you're in the market for a pre-owned car, truck, or SUV, get an honest car buy from the Honest Car Guy. You pay what we pay, plus an honest fee, and we back that up by giving you the bill of sale. That's our transparency guarantee. Call 844-SHOW-ME-1. That's 844-SHOW-ME, the number 1, or visit honestcarguy.com.
In the military, the mission was clear. You knew what to do. Now, the mission has changed. Stepping into civilian life isn't about finding a job. It's finding your purpose.
I wanted a career that would leverage the skills and discipline I gained in the military. IT just felt right.
My Computer Career offers class schedules that fit into your life and skills in high demand. Put your VA benefits to work. Visit mycomputercareer.edu/CWP to jumpstart your IT career today. An elite CompTIA certification partner. Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including VA benefits.
1977, lightning knocks the power out of New York City, millions in the dark. As a result of the ensuing riots and damage, $61 million in damage occurred. 4,500 people were arrested. And now, holy crap, it's sports with Pete Davis.
Braves and all of Major League Baseball are off for a few days for the All-Star break, except for the players that are actually All-Stars.
Oh, yes.
The game is in Philly tomorrow night. Yesterday, the Braves salvaged the last of the 3 games set in St. Louis, winning 4-3. Right fielder Brewer Hicklin had a good debut in a Braves uniform. The 30-year-old was 2 for 4 with an RBI double. He cried when wearing the Atlanta uni.
Excellent.
An errant throw from the Cardinal shortstop Mason Wynn led to this.
1-2 pitch. Got him swinging, strike 3. Braves win it, and they'll go into the All-Star break 15 games over 500 with a 2-game lead in the division.
Well, that was actually the last out. That wasn't where Dubon actually hit a grounder to the shortstop, and the guy threw it away and allowed a run to score.
That's my fault. I apologize.
That's all right.
No problem.
Not to worry.
Ben Ingram on Sister Station 680, the Fan right there. Didier Fuentes had his second blown save of the season. Tyler Kinley got the win in relief to improve to 5-3. Raisel Iglesias his 19th save. Ronald Acuna Jr. and Ha-Seong Kim will begin their minor league rehab assignments with the Florida Coastal League Braves down in Northport today. And Kim smacked a home run in his first at-bat.
Wow, excellent.
Wow, that's probably a phrase that's never before been uttered in the history of baseball. So with 67 more games to go this season, the Braves are in first place in the National League East, 2 games ahead of Philadelphia. Miami is 4 back, Washington 8 games behind. The Mets mired in last. More on them in a minute. Milwaukee has a 5-game lead over the Cubs in the NL Central, and the Dodgers are running away with the West, 11.5 games ahead of Arizona. Tampa Bay a 3-game lead over the Yankees in the American League East. Cleveland and the White Sox are tied atop of the AL Central, and Texas is a game and a half ahead of Seattle in the West. The Braves took 2 collegiate outfielders in the first round of the MLB draft. That's one more than they had taken with all of their first-round picks combined over the previous 61 years since doing this.
Holy cow. Was it all infielders and pitchers, I guess, huh?
Pitchers, usually. They always usually went for pitchers.
Yeah.
University of Virginia outfitter A.J. Gracia, 9th overall. Indiana State outfitter Carter Beck, 26th overall. Mark Bowman reports that Beck was not projected as a first-round pick, not even a second or third-rounder probably. But because he's going to sign for less than the $3.5 million slot value attached to his pick, the Braves can use the money saved to sign the 2 highly regarded high school pitchers, Caden McCarthy at number 48 and Jensen Hirschkorn at number 84. They took them in their 3rd and 4th pick, so they went for pitchers.
How'd you like to be a high school pitcher drafted by the freaking Braves? I mean,
I'm not going to college at that point. I'm going
got
to
to just be unbelievable, you know? I mean, think of it, really. Wow.
It'd be cool. We have not heard from Super Mets fan Frank the Tank lately. Now that we're at the All-Star break and his beloved Metropolitans are 16 games out in last place, let's see what Frankie is up to.
I mean, this team is a mother disgrace. A mother disgrace.
Frank.
You got Zach Dorton out there pitching his nuts out, and you boot the game away, and it's always the same with Lindor. It's always the same. He's always smiling, playing grab ass with the opposing team, yet he smears at Soto. I am fed up with this phony. He has not had any bit of concentration. Every time it's boot the ball run prevention. It's win prevention. And it makes business house of winning. And you're going to send Gordon right back to the minors. So could I say you're going to make this one next time around? This Davis Sanders is a joke. We got Devin Williams, who just blows every game. He sucks. And the Mets are drafting the worst players ever. They're drafting pitchers with 7 ERAs. They're drafting people who are 400 pounds. They're drafting 6 people from Ivy Leagues. This is what happened. They got to fire Stearns.
What? What was that last part?
They got to fire Stearns.
Yeah, man.
Fire Stearns. Now, he's upset because Boston took advantage of Francisco Lindor's error, a potential game-ending double play in the ninth.
Yeah.
Red Sox scored 2 runs and won 3-2 in Flushing.
Yeah,
so that's what Frank
the
was.
name Lindor came up a lot there in that list.
Oh, yeah, he's not happy with him. The Home Run Derby is tonight. Bryce Harper says FanDuel did him dirty.
Ooh.
The Phillies star raising eyebrows when a newspaper exposed the 2024 clip made for Terry Thompson, a man who reportedly gambled $18.5 million with FanDuel since 2020 and lost about $2 million on bets. MLB players can appear in gambling ads, but are prohibited from encouraging wagers on baseball.
Yeah.
Harper says it was never supposed to be used as a promotion.
Oh, really?
Well, to quote Captain Renault's line from Casablanca, I'm shocked. Shocked to find that gambling is going on here.
I hear you're winning, sir.
You're winning, sir. Thank you very much. Charles Barkley, who for years was the worst golfer at the American Century Tournament at Lake Tahoe, shot a 90 yesterday, finished 69th. Better than Grant Hill, Baker Mayfield, the WNBA commissioner, a woman, and Larry the Cable Guy. Who came in last? Jay Peterman from Seinfeld, otherwise known as actor John O'Hurley.
Well, he's got to be up there pretty good in age, too.
Yeah.
He's got to be 80 or something.
Here's what's not fair.
Yeah.
This is a golf tournament.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be for celebrities, right?
Yeah.
Former
Right.
athletes, stuff
Yeah.
like that. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know where Smoltz finished. He was not. He was supposed to come in second. He wasn't near there from what I can see.
I can't believe it.
Why is Annika Sorenstam, one of the greatest female golfers of all time, allowed to play in a golf celebrity tournament?
Does she play golf? I mean, is she a golfer?
Does she play golf?
Well, Annika
Sorenstam. You never heard of her?
I thought you said Annika. I was thinking about the tennis girl.
No.
Okay.
We're talking about
So the professional, one of the greatest women athletes of all time, Annika Sorenstam, played in that tournament?
Yeah.
Well, that's not legal. She's one of the best pros who's ever played.
I know.
Yeah, that's not
It's like having Charles Barkley play basketball against Annika Sorenstam.
Yeah, I thought you said Anna Kournikova. I was thinking about her in my mind here, and I'm going to think about her when I get home, too.
I understand. English golfer Joe Dean is not hauling groceries anymore, but he more than delivered today. He won the inaugural Last Chance qualifier, earning his way into the 154th Open Championship, which is this week. The 32-year-old posted a 268 at Royal Birkdale Golf Club, earning the final spot in the 156-man field. His longtime girlfriend Emily carrying his bag in today's qualifier. They're getting married July 21st, which is a Tuesday. When he was asked why they picked that date, he said, "It's cheaper." But he literally delivered grocery chains in Great Britain during the COVID scamdemic, and that basically lasted for 4 years until he started playing a little bit more in pro golf.
No kidding.
Ryan Blaney emerged from a 3-wide battle on the final lap of overtime in the weather-delayed NASCAR race south of Atlanta early today.
Yeah.
Blaney won every stage of the race, led 171 laps after starting on the pole. But the Team Penske Ford driver had to fight off challenges from Bubba Wallace and Christopher Hill, who finished second on the final lap. Wallace penalized for passing below the double yellow lines and placed at 29th instead of second. They had a delay of 3 hours, 9 minutes, rain and lightning. The race ended at 1:45 this morning at Echo Park Speedway.
Brutal.
Blaney won the first 2 stages but brushed the wall with 29 laps remaining, caused possible damage on his right side after he was cut off by Bubba. Blaney stayed on the track, though. His crew said, "I'm feeling a terrible vibration out here." And his crew looked into it. Turns out someone left a Taylor Swift cartridge in the 8-track machine. FIFA President Gianni Infantino confirmed that FIFA will discuss expanding the Men's World Cup to 64 teams.
Be very careful, my friend.
saying every nation should have the chance to earn FIFA millions of dollars. Or he said every nation should dream of playing at football's biggest event.
Well,
they already expanded to 48 this year. Now they're thinking of 64.
Oh, come on.
That's ridiculous.
What are you talking about?
I love the 48. I think that worked great this year, and they got the blue bloods here at the end, so they got what they wanted. But still,
and in fact, are the top four also number one seeds? Aren't they the four best teams?
It's France, Spain tomorrow in Dallas, and then Wednesday here in Atlanta, Wednesday afternoon, you got England and who the hell are they playing? Argentina. They're playing Argentina.
And are people saying those are basically the four best teams?
Oh,
so as it turned out, the best teams won to make the final four.
Well, England may not be the best four, but they're there. They're
saying it's big time, Charlie. They deserve to be up there.
Yeah. Meanwhile, some Europeans are starting to wake up that maybe, just maybe, their teams are not really European anymore.
I know. I take a look at the people.
Spain defender Pau Cubarsí has called for tolerance after the nation's former prime minister, Mariano Rajoy, claiming that France does not have any French players. Cubarsí disputing that, saying if they play for the French national team, then at the end of the day, they are French, regardless of the color of their skin, because ultimately we have to be tolerant with everyone.
Yeah, well, tolerant. Yeah, that's what.
And therein lies the problem. We have to tolerate everything, even if we know it's ridiculous to watch it.
Yeah.
Which reminds me of what the Russian writer Dostoevsky said about all this. Tolerance will reach such a level that intelligent people will be forbidden to think so as not to offend the idiots.
It's a woke commentary that Dostoevsky knew back in 1807.
It's an invasion.
Yeah.
23 of the 26 French players born in France, 3 were born elsewhere. They claim to be French anyway. One French politician is calling for the Spanish politician to be prosecuted for speaking his mind. Let it be known that all these cries of racism are coming from Europeans, not here, not America.
Yeah, that's right.
And let me just put this out here. 5 of the starting 11 on that Belgian team were men of color. I didn't see any white guys running around the pitch for Ghana or the Ivory Coast. Multiculturalism is a one-way street, and we all know it.
Good point.
So come on. Why is it only one way?
Well, I think you're going to have to say because the brothers play better sports than the white guys.
Well, probably yes.
Well.
And, of course, the World Cup would not be complete without players getting death threats and one refusing to return to Colombia after a loss. At the end of extra time, Colombia's Hamitine Campas missed the point-blank opportunity to win the game. Switzerland went on to win. Despite Campas going on to score his penalty while 2 of his other teammates failed, it was Campas who received the brunt of the criticism from Colombia. He received so many death threats, he's refusing to board the team plane back to Bogota.
Holy cow.
He's gone off the grid, and he's believed to still be in hiding. Campas not needing a compass to know that going south right now is not an option. Meanwhile, in Norway's close loss to England in the first half when the Norwegians were leading 1-0, they had a chance to take a 2-0 lead. But in the most selfish display at the World Cup, Norway's Alexander Sorloth on a 2-1 break alongside arguably the best player in the world in Erling Haaland. All Sorloth had to do was slide the ball over to Norway's 6'4" goal-scoring machine, and surely Haaland would have finished it. Instead, Surly Sorloth kept the ball himself, kept dicking around with it until not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 England players had time to get back and block his weak shot. All Haaland could do was stare in disbelief. I mean, it's like not passing the ball to Michael Jordan when you're in the final Game 7 of the championship. It's not letting Babe Ruth hit in Game 7 of the World Series.
Wow.
It's the dumbest thing you ever seen. It's telling Joe Montana to take a seat.
Is that
during
big
Super Bowl?
That big blonde guy with the funny haircut?
Yeah, it's
with a
good
big
guy you love. Yeah,
I thought he was like a bad guy bully. He looks like he has a nasty attitude and unhappy
He's a great
and
guy.
shoving
He loves
people around
America.
by the shoulders, and he just looked like a jerk to me every time I saw him.
He cried when he said goodbye to America.
I'll
He's
be
just a
darned.
great
Well,
guy.
I take it back.
Married his high school sweetheart.
Well,
you were saying the most horrendous.
Well, he looked like a bum. He looked angry and mean, and shoving people around, and looked, like a big time Charlie tough guy.
It was time to put your opinion on the line. Let people how you feel.
I did.
You wussy down.
Yeah. No, I thought he was a bum. I thought he was a scumbag, and he just looked like a rat to me, and shoving people by the shoulders, and a big tough guy. I thought I was an idiot.
By the way, Erling Haaland was just seen departing the plane back in Norway carrying a whiskey raccoon in his hands. You know what a whiskey raccoon is?
I don't.
It's famous in a store in Texas. It's a stuffed raccoon sniffing an empty whiskey bottle. You're supposed to put it up when you drink and drink with the raccoon because they don't have them over there. They don't know what those are. So how much would you pay for such a genuine American souvenir?
For him to bring
as
back
a whiskey
home?
Raccoon.
$12.
Higher.
$42.
Higher.
$109.
Higher.
$7,000.
High.
Oh, now
$750 American for a stuffed raccoon. By the way, the Royal Norwegian Air Force jet fighters escorted their plane back into Norwegian airspace. You knew it was a big deal because they sent both of their jets.
These higher Air Force. Well, that's
they were
nice.
Sabre jets at that.
Oh, Sabre. Well, that's good. That's a nice way to do it. I appreciate it.
Roger Ramjet.
All right, there you go. All right, hold everything. Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. It's only Monday. 106.3 here with you. Happy calls and happy wonderfulness coming up here. We got Flounder's funny. We got stuff, things going on. And I got some updates, sports-wise, too. Look out.
Your favorite Extra shows are streaming live video from the studio on Extra 106.3's YouTube channel. Subscribe to the Extra YouTube channel and get the Morning Extra and the Kimmer Show in live digital video.
So you've been in your home maybe a really long time, built a lifetime of memories there, raised the family, got holidays and memories, maybe thinking about the next 20 years ahead. That's why you can trust Jeff Shea and the gang at Peach State Windows. I've worked with them first time like 25 years ago. For more than 50 years, Jeff's been helping Georgia homeowners improve the comfort and efficiency and value while preserving the character of your home. Whether it's, Marietta, East Cobb, Roswell, all those surrounding areas, the home's built to last. They need maybe a little upgrade once in a while to keep performing for decades to come. Well, here's the deal. How about this? 8 double-hung vinyl replacement windows installed for just $39.95. How about boosting your curb? I get too excited to speak. Your curb appeal with a fiberglass French entry door installed for only $69.85. Both options obviously improve the energy and efficiency, security, overall appearance, and they include a lifetime warranty plus 0% financing for 12 months. I'm too excited to speak. Peach State Windows, here's the number, 770-485-8011. Helping Georgia homes get ready for the next 20 years. PeachStateWindows.com.
I know there are plenty of HVAC companies out there, but here's why Central Heating and Air Conditioning stands out. These days, it's hard to tell who's on first. Companies are changing hands, showing up with new names. You may not even realize it's not the same team anymore. But Central, they've never left the field. They've been your hometown team since 1947, and that kind of consistency matters, especially when you're trusting someone with your home. Central's team knows HVAC inside and out, delivering dependable service, personalized solutions, and showing up when it counts. No surprises, no switching jerseys, just the same trusted team Atlanta has relied on for generations. When it comes to HVAC, that's a grand slam. Carrier products, carrier warranty, and carrier peace of mind. Call 770-GET-HEAT or visit centralheat.com. That's 770-GET-HEAT or go to centralheat.com. Central Heating and Air Conditioning, delivering carrier comfort for the world we share.
We're smart, we care. We're Central Heating and Air. I'm so sick of all these cheesy lawyer billboards. You might be too. If you're injured in a car crash, you don't hire a lawyer because they're sweet or strong or the biggest. You hire a lawyer who's recognized by their peers as one of the top lawyers in the state. You hire a lawyer who's going to listen to you, fight for you, and has the case results to prove it. That lawyer is me, Bruce Hagan, the people's lawyer. I've been proudly selected by my fellow lawyers as one of the top 100 lawyers in the state, and for 21 consecutive years as Georgia's super lawyer. Hagan-law.com, Hagan-law.com.
It's Toyota's Big One sales event at Marietta Toyota now through August 3rd. And if you commute every day, the 2026 Toyota Camry may be the one to see first. It's now all hybrid with up to 53 miles per gallon city, an easy way to cut fuel stops without giving up comfort. And with 50 Camrys in stock, Marietta Toyota has the selection to help you find the trim and color you actually want. Every new Toyota includes our nationwide lifetime powertrain warranty, limited time, and unlimited mileage for as long as you own it. And we've been voted Best of Cobb for 2026, Best New Car Dealership, and Best Service Center. For well-qualified buyers, special financing is available on the new 2026 Camry Hybrid. As low as 4.99% APR for 48 months through August 3rd. Visit us on Cobb Parkway South, just north of Truist Stadium. Marietta Toyota, since 1975. We've been here and will be here for you.
4.99% APR for 48 months with approved credit through Southeast Toyota Finance. Not all buyers qualify. Offer ends 8/3/2026. See dealer for details. All prices exclude tax, tag, and title, and include $699 dock fee and $257 electronic tag fee.
The right partner makes all the difference. For more than 185 years, we've forged personal relationships with our customers and communities, funding economic development and rallying around the causes that are important to our neighbors. With the technology, products, and expertise you'd expect from a big bank and the local decision-making and commitment to community from your neighborhood bank, United Bankshares is your trusted financial partner for life. Learn more at bankwithunited.com. United Bankshares, member FDIC.
Step right up, America. Got equipment to sell or looking for something ready to work? PurpleWave.com. At Purple Wave Auction, it's as easy as it gets. Easy to sell, easy to buy. Construction, ag, fleet, and government equipment. All no reserve, all online. Register for free.
No reserve. Don't wait. Get swinging over to PurpleWave.com. PurpleWave.com.
Stream Clay Travis and Buck Sexton, Glenn Beck, Fox News, and even NASCAR on Sundays. Anywhere on the Extra 106.3 app. Download the app now and get 24/7 access to the live stream, the latest news, and everything you need to know about Atlanta's only conservative talk station. Download the Extra 106.3 app for Apple or Android and check out even more great original content at thepodcastpark.com.
Yeah. Well, I don't like this version, but I like Tina Turner. In 1966, Ike and Tina Turner's River Deep Mountain High peaked at number 3 in Britain. It earned them a gig opening for the Rolling Stones. When they heard it, their success, tragic consequences. Ike became more and more violent toward Tina, who endured years of his abuse. She should have killed him a long time ago. And finally, he just died, right? And he died on her, and so before she had a chance to do him with a thing. A couple of sports-type birthdays here, Pete Davis. Oops, I got to change back on my Mr. Phone because I have my special thing. Here we go. Let's see, sports birthdays. Here we go. Mister, here we go. Sports birthday, Tony Kornheiser, 78 years old, does ESPN's Pardon the Interruption. He used to do Monday Night Football for a little bit, but he left the show because he was afraid to fly. Tony Kornheiser, 78. Also, Michael Spinks, 70 years old, brother of Leon Spinks, the tooth guy. They each won a gold medal at the 1976 Olympics, and then Michael Spinks became famous because he won the heavyweight championship of the world in the IBF belt when he was trained by Mackie Shillstone of New Orleans, who trained the Kimmer as his first victim to run a marathon with him. The first marathon I ran with Mackie Shillstone, after never running more than 3 miles, I ran 26 without stopping and did a TV thing and everything. What?
This is just the Shinola I've been talking about. I did not include Michael Spinks because I knew, a mellotron, you would just start playing the tune.
How many people get to say that they were trained by the guy who trained the heavyweight champion of the world? Everybody?
One. Unfortunately, you do it 12 times a year.
I never do it unless it's an anniversary like this, and next year I'll do the same damn thing.
Next month you'll do
Michael Spinks is 70 freaking years old. Oh, I got a really cool a birthday thing for you here, if you don't mind. Hold on a second. It's Erno Rubik. Erno Rubik is 82. Erno Rubik was a Hungarian sculptor and architect, or is, and a professor. And originally, he described what he called a magic cube. He created a 3D teaching tool to help his students understand spatial relationships and the movement of geometric forms. He made the puzzle into a global phenomenon. 1974, he discovered this thing. He creates a first wooden prototype. 75, he patents it. 77, limited production in Hungary. By 1979, they pitched the puzzle at the Nuremberg Toy Fair. Ideal Toy Company, somebody saw it in 1979. And in 1980, the Ideal Toy people launched the Rubik's Cube. Hundreds and hundreds of millions of units. And it has 6 faces, each defined by a centerpiece that doesn't move. Corner pieces have 3 stickers. Edge pieces have 2. There are at least 43 billion possible combinations. But there are 7 steps to solving a Rubik's Cube. It's too complicated for you to actually understand it as you're driving along. But for the record, you could even look them up. Number 1, make the white cross. Number 2, solve the white corners. Number 3, solve the middle layer edges. Number 4, make the yellow cross. Number 5, line up yellow edges. Number 6, position yellow corners. 7, rotate the yellow corners, and you're finished and you're done. Anyway, you can. I've never tried to do one. I think I've actually seen one a couple times, but I've never tried to do it because I'm not that kind of guy. I could never figure it out. There's no way that I could do a Rubik's Cube. I do not have that kind of mind. I know a lot of people who do, but they sure ain't me. Anyway, on this day in history, well, hell, let's do news instead. In case you had just joined us, Sam Neill passed away. Sam Neill was the actor famous for the Jurassic Park movies. He did so much more than that. He had an aggressive form of lymphoma, non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, and was cancer-free after some chemotherapy, but it stopped working. And he tried some T-cell stuff, and apparently it came back. He was clear for a while, and then, boom, when it comes back, it's ball game time. And Sam Neill passed away at the age of 78, the former Jurassic Park guy. And what's his name? Mantooth, also the guy from Emergency, the TV show. I can't remember his first name. Randolph Mantooth also passed away, and he was 80 years old. And the Emergency came out of one Adam 12 TV show. And Pete, tell him again the story about the number of rescue units in America back then.
It was like when that show started, there was 12.
The show Emergency.
The entire North American continent.
That's hard to
12.
believe. 12
10
rescue
years
units.
later. 10 years later, half of all Americans were within like 10 minutes of one.
Yeah.
A paramedic unit.
That really is astounding when they didn't have them. They just weren't have them.
Well, and people saw it and go, wait a minute, why doesn't our town, why doesn't our city have that?
Well, it used to be anybody know first aid, fireman or cop on the scene, no first aid basically was what it used to be until they said different. But what a tribute that was. I pulled that out. Anyway, let's see. Also, the latest on another shooting involving ICE. And for the record, they're trying to make a big deal about it. And what happened was a fellow who was a Colombian national in Portland, Maine, tried to run down ICE agents. The footage on social media shows him lying on the side of the road, bullet hole visible through the driver's front windshield. It happened this morning. The driver accelerated toward the ICE agents in the small town area of Portland before they shot him dead. Green vest officers, official police officers identifying themselves, surrounded the car, drew their weapons when he drove at them, and then accelerated. He would put it into drive, was trying to hit an ICE officer, and agents fired 4 shots and killed him. Well, of course, people witnessing said, he was a member of our community and a neighbor and a human being, and they killed him just like you conservative Nazi people, Trump people are killing people in the streets. And so now we have another issue of people protesting for American ICE agents killing him in the streets. And again, when Democrats take control, they're going to arrest all those ICE agents, every one of them. Donald Trump, when he leaves office, will have to pardon everybody he ever worked with, because they're coming after him. All right, Kevin P. and Flounder, it's Monday. Holy smokes, got another Flounder's Funny coming up here, and actual stuff and everything. And we'll hear from Lindsey Graham. No, you're good. You're good.
You can stream Atlanta's only conservative news and talk station while you work at Extra1063.com. Get the latest from the Morning Extra, The Kimmer Show, and Neil Boortz, and stay connected at the office. That's XTRA1063.com.
Gentlemen, listen up. When it's not hard, it's really hard. Did you know that 50% of men over 50 have some form of ED? It's true, and I'm one of them. ED followed me everywhere. Heck, even my initials are ED. I'm Dr. Eric Deal from Total Body Therapy of Georgia, and I know ED. It can lead to feelings of embarrassment, stress, and sadness. But there's good news. I can fix it. I fixed mine, and I can fix yours too. At Total Body Therapy of Georgia, we are experts in the P-shot, testosterone replacement, regenerative therapy, trimix to create an erection, and more. Guys, ED won't get better on its own, but I can help you today. Call us at 404-777-1911. That's 404-777-1911, or learn about us more online at tbtofga.com. So take it from me, ED, Dr. Eric Deal at Total Body Therapy of Georgia. Call 404-777-1911 or online at tbtofga.com.
I'm 8th generation watermelon farmer and NASCAR driver Ross Chastain. A smart melon will tell you that speeding should be left on the track. Even though my friends and I make race day exciting, speeding on our roads and highways is always dangerous. And just one mistake behind the wheel can come at a terrible cost. So leave the speed to a racing professional like me, because that's using your melon.
Sponsored by the Governor's Office of Highway Safety.
America! Shuck, yeah! Shuck and Shack Oyster Bar is celebrating the red, white, and blues all summer long with our America 250 summer menu. We're talking Cyclone char-grilled oysters, Route 66 smash burgers, crab meat boardwalk fries, and USA-inspired cocktails. Raise a glass and cheers to 250 years of the US of A at Shuck and Shack Oyster Bar. Locally owned in downtown Alpharetta and Cumming, across from the collection. Find your location and details at theshuckandshack.com.
Da-da-da-da, da-da-da. Look out. Rolling Stones. I should repeat some highlights of our Rolling Stone document, our new book that came out about him. It'll Stop, Baby, 1963. Turn right around if you don't mind. Rolling Stones' first gig ever outside London on this day in 1963, appearing at the Alcove Club in Middlesbrough, Yorkshire. The Stones, their first gig outside London, they were supporting the Hollies for their gig. 1963. Come a long way, baby. A couple of birthdays here. Johnny Gilbert. Johnny Gilbert, the announcer, famous announcer. He's 98 years old. Johnny Gilbert used to be a nightclub singer. He's done the announcing for Jeopardy, Blackout, Pyramid, a bunch of things. Johnny Gilbert, 98. And Cameron Crowe is a really well-talented, well-respected director and writer. Cameron Crowe is 69. He wrote and directed Jerry Maguire, Almost Famous, Say Anything, Vanilla Sky, and Fast Times at Ridgemont High. Cameron Crowe. And on this day in history, 1966, 8 student nurses brutally murdered by Richard Speck at their group residence in Chicago. Speck threatened the women with both a gun and a knife, tied them up, robbed the townhouse, then stabbed and strangled each one of the young women throughout various rooms. One woman managed to escape with her life by hiding under a bed, and he lost count of his victims. Richard Speck was an alcoholic, petty criminal, 20 arrests. He had the tattoo Born to Raise Hell on his forearm, worked on cargo boats in the Great Lakes. I don't want to talk about all the horrible things he did. He was arrested at a Cook County Hospital and sentenced to death. The Supreme Court overruled it in 1972, the death penalty. He was sentenced to 400 years in prison, died of a heart attack in 1991. And I remember when in the 1980s when I was working at ABC and WLS TV in Chicago, we had a guy there, I worked with a TV guy. His first name is Chuck. I won't give the rest of the thing. And he was in Chicago, and this is around like 1980, something like that. He went to a party with his girlfriend at somebody's house where they were having a bridal shower. and one of the women, they had the mothers and stuff, and one of the women gave the gift to the bride-to-be, and it was a set of steak knives. And this guy from my TV station said, "Oh, Richard Speck special there, huh?" And one of the mothers who was at the party had a daughter who was one of the nurses who was murdered at the Richard Speck thing. Yow. I can't even imagine how that must have gone. Oh, sorry, I had to think about it.
Just take a shoe off and just start chewing on it right there.
God, I mean,
We've all done that, though. We've all said something, and
I did it.
Not that bad, but
I've done it. Yeah. I did it almost that bad with a little handicapped boy. I can't tell the story. I can't tell the story. Anyway, I'll tell you what, Flounder, we got three. Let's play the Lindsey Graham thing. In tribute to Lindsey Graham, this is a very long soundbite, but again, of all the things he's ever done, the most important thing I think ever, and to me, the most significant moment of his life, as far as I'm concerned, the man was a colonel in the Air Force Reserve, when he testified about Dianne Feinfinkel cheat stain and all those people trying to slam Justice Kavanaugh, calling him a gang rapist and everything else. Here's Lindsey Graham, this entire testimony thing where he goes back and forth talking to Kavanaugh and about Dianne Feinfinkel cheat stain. Flounder, if you will, Lindsey Graham.
Are you aware that at 9:23 on the night of July the 9th, the day you were nominated to the Supreme Court by President Trump, Senator Schumer said, 23 minutes after your nomination, "I will oppose Judge Kavanaugh's nomination with everything I have. I have a bipartisan, and I hope a bipartisan majority will do the same. The stakes are simply too high for anything less." Well, if you weren't aware of it, you are now. Did you meet with Senator Dianne Feinstein on August 20th?
I did meet with Senator Feinstein.
Did you know that her staff had already recommended a lawyer to Dr. Ford?
I did not know that.
Did you know that her and her staff had this allegations for over 20 days?
I did not know that at the time.
If you wanted an FBI investigation, you could have come to us. What you want to do is destroy this guy's life, hold this seat open, and hope you win in 2020. You've said that, not me. You've got nothing to apologize for. When you see Sotomayor and Kagan, tell them that Lindsey said hello, because I voted for them. I would never do to them what you've done to this guy. This is the most unethical sham since I've been in politics. And if you really wanted to know the truth, you sure as hell wouldn't have done what you've done to this guy. Are you a gang rapist?
No.
I cannot imagine what you and your family have gone through. Boy, y'all want power. God, I hope you never get it. I hope the American people can see through this sham, that you knew about it and you held it. You had no intention of protecting Dr. Ford. None. She's as much of a victim as you are. God, I hate to say it, because these have been my friends. But let me tell you, when it comes to this, you're looking for a fair process, you came to the wrong town at the wrong time, my friend. Do you consider this a job interview?
The advice and consent role is like a job interview.
Consider that you've been through a job interview?
I've been through a process of advice and consent under the Constitution.
Would you say you've been through hell?
I've been through hell and then some.
This is not a job interview. This is hell. This is going to destroy the ability of good people to come forward because of this crap. Your high school yearbook. You have interacted with professional women all your life, not one accusation. You're supposed to be Bill Cosby when you're a junior and senior in high school. And all of a sudden you got over it. It's been my understanding that if you drug women and rape them for 2 years in high school, you probably don't stop. Here's my understanding. If you lived a good life, people would recognize it, like the American Bar Association has the gold standard. The one thing I can tell you, you should be proud of. Ashley, you should be proud of this, that you raised a daughter who had the good character to pray for Dr. Ford. To my Republican colleagues, if you vote no, you're legitimizing the most despicable thing I have seen in my time in politics. You want this seat? I hope you never get it. I hope you're on the Supreme Court. That's exactly where you should be. And I hope that the American people will see through this charade. And I wish you well, and I intend to vote for you, and I hope everybody who's fair-minded will.
Lindsey Graham. And by the way, I got it backwards earlier about his sister. His sister's now been nominated temporarily or appointed to fill his seat until the election happens. Lindsey and Darlene grew up in South Carolina. Parents operated a small pool room and liquor store called the Sanitary Care. Again, this is from our little friend Gretchen and also from our Kimmer Babe who called in the show as well. In 1976, their mother died from Hodgkin's lymphoma. 15 months later, their father died from a heart attack. And she was 13 years old, and Lindsey Graham was a 21-year-old student at the University of South Carolina, left responsible for his 13-year-old sister. Working and going to school, he balanced it by going to the pool hall on weekends, helping keeping the family afloat, and was basically responsible for raising her without any parents. When she was 13, he was 21 and a college student and working the family business. A lot of people didn't know that. How about one more Flounders Funny as we exit out the thing here, Flounder, if you don't mind, one more.
I'm not a good apologist. I go to the grocery store. I'm supposed to pick up some garlic bread as well. I forgot the garlic bread. And I thought, well, I'm not going back. You know, she knows what it tastes like. Well, that was the wrong thought process right there. So I had to apologize. And I'm working on it. But most guys, they don't know how to apologize because, you know, they're just not sensitive enough to know the exact words to use to validate somebody's feelings. Like, I was the worst. Here's how my apology would start. Now you listen to me. There's nowhere to go after that. You got to find an apology for your apology. So get this. I'm walking by my bedroom, our primary bedroom, and I notice my wife sitting on the side of the bed, and she's sobbing uncontrollably. I said, what's the matter, buddy? What's her?
Pal.
She said, I just been thinking. I'm 28 now. That's not true. That's not true. It's kind of true, but not that true. I told her one time, we have this hall pass agreement. You know what that is? We could be with one other person for one night, no questions asked. But I realize you have to update your selection. You can't write somebody's name down on a piece of paper, stick it in the drawer, and then pull it out 10 years later and think you're going to collect on it, because things change. I looked at mine, Mary Tyler Moore. My wife's Bruce Jenner.
Not anymore. Was that there, Floater?
That's Mr. Kevin Nealon right there.
It was Kevin Nealon. I'll be damned. All right, boys, have a great one. God bless America. We do it all again tomorrow. Christine, sing me home, baby. Gotta go. You're killing me. Well, look out. Home run derby tonight. Here we go. Herp, look out.
Streaming across Georgia on the Extra 106.3 app. This is WFOM and W292EV Marietta, a Dickey Broadcasting Station. Extra